For real? Oh no. Let's go.
Boston.
State of always. Today. In Berkeley, California. You got it. This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA, USA, USA.
Yeah, if he throws you a curveball, you're in trouble.
That breaking ball, good luck. It's pretty nasty.
Think he's gonna make contact?
No. If I were you, I would just start swinging as you release it.
Do you think I make contact?
I can barely make contact against him.
Fight a bingo, 25 grand. Extra base hit, 15,000. If you walk me, $10,500 donation. Strikeout, 10,000. A hit is just 10,000. Ball contact, $5,000 donation.
Okay.
Hit by pitch, that's an extra 5,000. Strike is 1,000, obviously, and then every ball will be a donation by the pitcher as well. Skeen said that if he was pitching against me, he'd throw one behind me.
I've had a lot of votes to get you in the ribs. A lot of votes. You can get in there and look at one if you want. Get used to it.
Is this the one you're going to put in my ribs?
Nope. You're not. Don't swing at this one. Don't swing.
All right, I won't. Okay. I thought it was going to burn my feet.
Rookie of the year. Get a little closer.
Just got a cramp in my left chest.
All right, no balls, no strikes.
Yeah, okay. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
I like that you let it go, though.
Yeah, first one.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, foul tip. Foul tip. Oh, where'd you go? Pat, where'd you go?
What was that?
That was curveball.
That was a strike.
Oh, it's right there. Hey, thank you for your donation. Kershaw's challenge is forever grateful.
So what was that? You just threw fast?
Fast, fast, curve. Oh, where'd you go?
And what else do you have?
I have a slider.
Fuck. This is guy number 2.
At bat number 2.
Yeah, I got a different attitude, this guy.
Okay.
I don't like what you're doing with the strikes though.
You're on it. Oh, foul ball! Foul ball, you got me though there, right?
Yeah,
Contact, okay.
yeah. I will put on my Twitter bio, made contact. What's he throwing? Okay. This will be his curve, right?
That's all I got right there.
Yeah, I saw it.
Hey, fastball away, all right?
Over here.
Maybe. I mean, you never know, but I'm gonna try. Fastball away. Oh!
I think I got it. I think I got it. I think I got it.
That was legit. Did that hurt?
Yeah.
You got jammed in.
Thank you, dude.
We'll count that as a single. Infield single.
Hey, I got a ghost runner there. He's fast.
Ghost runner
Overthrow.
first.
He's on second.
Okay. I got it! Oh. Hey, good work, dude. That was awesome.
I knew the curve was coming right there.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd you know?
Just because I thought because I made contact.
Oh, yeah. You read
You're
my
like,
mind.
all right, let's fucking make a big
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
you got it.
You told me fastball away.
Yeah, I cut in a little. You got jammed, but contact. Like I was aiming away through a two-seamer, and it's supposed to kind of run, but it kind of ran the other way.
I didn't think about the punch-out pitch. Like I was sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's up 0-2. You're definitely gonna hit me with something.
Oh, where'd you go? Good catcher got you there.
I think I got on base.
That's an infield single. You know it. You had enough of those.
Did you see his face? He said, I don't know.
I don't know about
That's
that.
real, he said.
Mookie's good shortstop, from what I remember. I'll give you one hit. Give you one hit, one foul ball, and then I did catch. Does that count? Because I caught your foul ball?
The catch definitely counts as a two for there.
Okay, there's a few swing and misses.
A lot of swing and misses.
So yeah, you just let me know.
We appreciate you being a great American.
Thank you, man.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, no, there's no way I'm going to be able to throw enough strikes.
All right.
Thank you, dude. You're the best.
That was great, man.
Hey. What? Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. You pig! Stop! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. Huh? Welcome back to the Thunderdome. This Feel Good Friday sports program shall begin now. Sports are the greatest, and we're so incredibly lucky that we get a chance to cover them for a living, talk about them, and even participate every once in a while against a GOAT. That was the debut and the premiere of Kershaw versus McAfee, and me being McAfee guy that's only been in a batter's box one night of my life, getting the opportunity of a lifetime, a dream to be able to face off against a first ballot Hall of Famer, a once-in-a-generation type pitcher while out at Team USA baseball training camp was incredibly cool. I'm so thankful that Clayton agreed to do that. Team USA allowing that to happen, and we raised $60,000 plus for Kershaw's challenge, which is a beautiful thing. So very thankful for it all. And I'll tell you, when you're in there and you're looking at him do his, you think yourself, I'm on TV right now. I'm in there. And once again, we think that what started as a Kershaw, where you just pitch against McAfee at the beginning of this thing, this will kind of be a marketing thing. As like news starts happening, Scooble's only gonna be throwing 55 pitches. There's some other storyline. It's like, hey, also, if you want to get back, maybe you do this thing. So we saw him do the bullpen session for this particular pitch session against me for the one inning against him, and he was like getting. I mean, there was gloves popping.
Oh yeah, big time.
It felt like we were at a game, and I think he was really trying to find out. I think he's still trying to get back into it, but he's also willing. He said, I'll throw 1,000 pitches if they need to. I don't care. I got nothing to do on the other side of this whole thing, and I'm never doing it again afterwards. I'd like to pitch to Clayton that we do that once a year for the next 20 years. Okay, just to see how we both kind of evolve through it all. And if I never get to do it again, know that it was an honor of a lifetime, Clayton. Thank you so much for the opportunity to see that. And that curveball, everybody was talking about it. Boy, it really does make your whole entire body. Tonight, Team USA will take on Brazil, 8 p.m. on Fox. Shohei Ohtani and the Samurai Japan team I'll tell you, they showed up and they said, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Shohei hit a grand salami in the second inning. I think it was like he almost hit for the entire cycle by the third inning.
Correct.
I mean, they are unbelievable in the Tokyo Dome. It feels as if everybody is really into this right now globally. Okay, every scene that we've seen from these other countries in hosting home games, it's been bananas. We're hoping for the same thing tonight, although Timothy Chalamet must be filming something over. Can't wait to see what you're making, Tim. San Benito, also love that you're traveling. Probably sold out 10 stadiums over there. Love everything you guys got going on. But we like the fact that baseball is about to take over right now, and we like the fact that it's bringing countries together. We hope the same thing will happen behind this Team USA baseball team, just like with what happened in the Olympics about all the sports. And then at the end, both the women's and men's Olympics team, it can be special. We got our best team we've ever put out there for Team USA in the history of Team USA baseball. All the studs are out, and they're trying to win for their country. They're not the only ones. Obviously, we just saw Japan. Kuha is playing right now. The Dominican Republic obviously has a lot to say about it all. There's a lot of teams that are trying to get it done, and we can't wait to watch it all unfold. 8 o'clock tonight, USA, Brazil. We should win by a lot. We're favored by 9.5.
Better. Absurd.
Okay.
Pretty rare for a baseball game.
That's very MLB.
Every
That's
game
a
is
touchdown
1.5.
and a field goal.
Yeah.
Okay, in this entire thing. But the boys are ready. We can't wait to watch. Logan Webb gets the start tonight against Brazil. Can't wait to watch the San Francisco Giant do his thing. He's got a good mustache right now. We had eyes on it the other day. It looks great. I also was potentially there whenever he got recruited on the Team USA, and maybe even was a little part of the recruiting to get him out there. So it is a dream that we've had this much interaction with this team, and thank you to baseball for the hospitality. Now, on that note, the Talks at Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Boys, I like the America fits we got today.
Gotta do it.
And Ty, this Team USA baseball team might be the thing that really brings a lot more people into baseball. We got rid of we added a pitch clock.
Yep.
Okay, we shortened the games.
Yep, bigger bases.
We got bigger bases. We got stars playing good.
Yeah.
Stars. Paul Skeen's star, what's he do? Oh, he wins the thing for the best thing. Aaron Judge is the most famous best. What's he do? He wins the thing for the thing. Shohei Ohtani's biggest star, he wins the. All the stars are playing great, too. Bryce Harper, ding-dongs all over the place. Schwarbo doing all the names that we know in baseball, playing very well last year. Into this Team USA baseball, if they can continue to go, and then they can have another season. Are we about to have a little renaissance moment for baseball? I think there's a chance off of this.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I think the biggest thing is, because we've talked about this tournament in years past, and like if you love baseball, it's fun to watch because you know a lot of these guys, but the major stars have kind of stayed away because they're getting ready for the season. But like ESPN puts out their top 100 baseball players in the MLB every year, and I want to say like 70 of the top 100 are playing in this tournament. So it really is kind of the first real buy-in, I think, where it's like every country that is entering this with players in the MLB, they're actually trying to win the tournament. You mentioned it. This is the best team we've ever had. And we're at the period in the schedule. Like, there's a lot going on, but we do still have that high from the Olympics. So, like, anything we can watch that's like, hey, we can go support our country, and it just so happens we have the best team that our country has ever put out there. Like, these games are going to be electric. There's only been a couple so far, but all of them have delivered.
Yeah, I like the baseball, I think. Connor and I were actually talking about getting MLB TV on our phones, I think.
Why not?
Can we follow the season? Why not get in? Especially with how nice they've been to us and how electrifying these early scenes out of baseball have been, Con, man.
Yeah, and just the culture in general. Like, I feel like there's a natural respect for how baseball players operate. It's very similar to the NHL. And, you know, I mentioned it to Ty earlier, and Ty said it like, hey, the Red Sox have Roman Anthony and an ace in Garrett Crochet. Like, you can buy in and watch every single game, which let's take some baby steps first. I'm going to
let's watch a few.
Let me watch a few. But still, with players like that on the team, like, you can easily do that. With the, Pirates, you got Connor Griffin, the kid coming up, and Paul Skeens and the other hundo boy, Jared Jones. Like, you can watch those guys on a weekly basis no matter what. I feel like I have that in Boston. Then once you get to know the guys even more,
I would like them to succeed.
Yeah, you want them to succeed.
I would like baseball to succeed after meeting the people. So all the people in that get mad at us for going to stuff because I'm a doofus, and I understand that. I understand I am. Okay? I've been with me a long time. But, man, I'll tell you, once we meet things and get into things, it feels like we do have a natural respect and appreciation for things a lot more. And we're just trying to learn, literally. I went to the PBA event the other. I'll tell you, they're using uppers over there.
Yeah, I might be in.
You know why they're using uppers over there? They're in that bowling alley for 13, 14 straight hours.
That's right. Yeah.
Those guys are rolling balls in these. PBA Tour player, Cam Crow, arrested on drug charges, Carmel, Indiana. That's around here. That's near where the Royal Pin is.
Sure.
It was in the afternoon. Obviously, he's going to try to get some lunch, maybe wake up after a long session in the morning.
Get in a jersey.
Yeah, a little cocaine. I mean, and I don't know if it was in the report, but a cop said We get him, man. He's rolling 10,000. Yeah. There's no lights in there. You got no windows. You come out here, you need a big afternoon. You know, you need to be 210 at least every time, but you just can't be moseying around our town just like that. Okay, you can't have it. And Cam Crow said, "Listen, I got 4 o'clock. Am I going to be?
I got to go roll,
I gotta
baby.
Get back out there." That's PBA. They are locked in. They love it. But on that note, learning about bowling and going to the PBA event, like anytime that pops up, I feel like we'll be able to give it a little bit more respect and appreciation, especially whenever we see a 300 maybe this weekend at EJ Tackett winning the U.S. Open, the first major of the year in his home state, you know, on Sunday on the TV show on CW.
Yeah. Need it.
If that comes up big, it feels like we're showing a little bit. Baseball, I've tried to do that, and I think baseball has been very welcoming to us. So we appreciate MLB. John, Chuck, Bob,
all the boys
up there at the top, lads.
All the boys.
Thank you for the hospitality. D-Row opening that up. You know, talking to D-Row, this might be one of my favorite humans here now. Skipper America here.
Yeah.
Yep.
D-Row, the former player, now morning show host on MLB. Okay, Paisan can really spin it.
Oh, yeah.
He is really good. Head skipper for Team USA as a whole. Hand-selected assistant skippers. I don't know if that's what you guys fucking call them.
You can call them that.
The assistant skippers in the entire thing. Hand-selected, like the team was a part with the skippers putting plans together to get guys to come on team, and like felt like a real honor to be able to represent baseball and the United States of America in this. And he's given like actual motivation, actual angles. He's thought about this since last March. They've been putting his team together. And this guy, if they continue to put him on a mic after these wins, I think he's going to be good for baseball too.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be good for baseball. And he was very nice to us, you know, because there was a lot of opportunity to potentially throw ideas, because I've been talking to him, I've been talking to Kershaw, I've been talking to MLB people, just trying not to step on any toes. Yeah, Grandpa Rossi, legend through this entire thing, absolute beast through it all. So I'm talking to all these people, and I talk to D-Row, he goes, I got 30 minutes with the guys. That's the only time. I'm like, can we come get some stuff in the clubhouse, you know? He's like, you can. I'm going to let you know. You can do whatever you want. Okay, I'm going to let you, we'll let you do whatever you want. I got 30 minutes. That's my first time with the guys. You know, like, it's all been text messages, some Zoom calls. I'm like, you want to give a speech today? He goes, yeah. I'm like, I'm not going to be in there. I know how important a speech is. Thank you. Thank you. Then we move along. That's my first train. It's our first training session. You know, we got time with the guys there. You know, I was like, so you don't want me just going out on the field mingling with the boys? It's like, we're going to try to, you know, this is really our time. We're trying to win this thing. Okay, we're trying to get the boys together. I was like, all right, sounds good. He goes, you hang out wherever the hell you want. Okay, you, and once again, you can do whatever the hell you want, but you know, just so you know what I'm trying to do on this day that you're there. We're trying to build the boys here as quick as possible. We are trying to get a killing machine in baseball. Basically, is what we're trying to do. And I don't know how this guy isn't a coach or a leader of something already. Like, my conversations with him have been electrifying, and it seems like he's the perfect guy for the gig. And he's taking it. I mean, this is like, when he wakes up, morning show host early, when he goes to bed, this is, America needs to win this because of how much he loves baseball. Pettit feels like the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Sean Casey in there. Dino, who's another assistant skipper.
Holiday.
All of them are like, this is for our generation. This is for your generation. This is the next generation of baseball. This is our shit. And it was like, it's been really cool to experience, I would say, Ty, which is why I think we care so much at this point and why we're talking about it so much.
Yeah, for sure. And it, like you said, I mean, like the buy-in right now, like we talked more about baseball down the stretch last year than we have in the previous 7 years combined, you know? So it's like, you mentioned it. All these guys are playing well right now, and typically they wouldn't be doing this, but it just amplifies everything, being able to go to that event. And like you said, how gracious all those guys were with their time, entertaining us being out there. It was awesome. And I think they understand, too. Like, they understand the mission at hand, and they all want to perform, so that's why I think it's going to be very special.
And building it up. Like, the World Baseball Classic being a thing every 3 years, right? Like, that would be something to look forward to constantly. And I feel like, you know, the last one, we didn't necessarily look forward to it. It was something that was on, and it was like, oh great, this is awesome. Now it's something where it's like, hey, if we get our guys every single 3 years here to one first this year, go get the crown, and then defend the crown going forward, that would be great.
Let's go to one half of the hammer. Dahn, Cowboys AP tone. But before you give us your odds, we have to introduce a man who looks so cool right now.
So cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, amongst us is somebody who has a college football national championship at the house.
Wide.
Right next to that, Super Bowl championship.
Wide.
Right next to that, a little placard thing that says Ryder Cup winner, but the team lost.
What?
And on the other side, title belt says most tackles in the history of the Green Bay Packers.
What?
And then right outside that house, there's a tree. And that thing, its roots are connected all the way to another tree that's on the Ohio State University campus because this guy was the president of Ohio.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, the new NIL funder for the Ohio State Buckeye football team, AJ Hawker.
Yeah, Hawker.
Good to see you, Hawker.
Yeah, that got me thinking. Have we ever seen a tree grow and the roots combine and then you just hold on to it like they were soulmates?
Hey, that's the difference.
I'm saying like 2 miles away.
Yeah, it's called
know that
AWA. Heard of her?
Oh, yeah.
You ever been to Pandora, bitch?
Oh, we're talking. You guys are talking the
Real
blue
life.
people.
The avatars?
Yes, Avatar.
Yeah, everything's connected.
I don't know. Wow, I don't know if you're allowed
Avatar
to say
didn't take
that.
over my life. I know a lot of people had. I'm a big James
I don't
Cameron
think you're
fan.
allowed to do what you just did right there. Okay, hope you're happy.
Always
Ask
gonna
James
get you.
Cameron. They were blue.
Let's talk about they wear blue?
They were blue.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, but just to call them by the color of their skin is just ridiculous.
Disgusting, actually. I can't believe you're doing that on this
Can't believe you even
program.
see that.
What the hell?
All right, let's go
I
back.
didn't know you hated the Blues.
Yeah, what's that all about? I thought Blue Lives Mattered.
Yeah, that's pretty
What
blue.
the hell's going on?
What are your thoughts?
Oh, okay. What's going
Ohio
on,
show.
AJ?
What are your thoughts on Smurfs?
Okay, let's move along.
I got some
Disgusting.
questions for you, Tom. We'll come back to you. What's up?
I'm sure you do.
Okay, is it about Smurfs? I'm excited. If you would like to
just
further-
about like geopolitics, things going on around the world.
I have a question. Yes, we have looked it up. Trees are connected underground through a complex symbiotic network
Hell
of
yeah,
fungi known as the mycorrhizal network.
Oh, so their roots don't connect. Though,
Yeah, it's called the Wood Wide Web, dude. That's called the Wood Wide Web.
That's sick. That's
Obviously. Okay, let's wrap up World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
You were not there with us. We were bummed out. Obviously, that would have been a lot of away from a lot of kids if you combine and into that and weekend. We understand completely. We did miss you out there. Your expectation on me versus Kershaw, and then also your expectation of World Baseball Classic, just as a guy who's not a big baseball guy.
Yeah, I'd say first off, you versus Kershaw. I thought you did great. I thought even when you swung and missed, you looked good. Like you didn't look like you looked like you belonged.
It was
like
upper body, right? I don't know how to activate.
I mean, but you're also
Like golf.
to even take to have good healthy cuts like you got, I thought was a win. And obviously you got a hit. You sprinting down the line. It always pays to hustle. We know that.
And by the way, I would have Johnny Patty Hall.
Yeah, no
if I would've
question.
had
I thought that was beautiful. And then I thought you did get it did you a little bit dirty by only showing the one pitch, I believe.
Yeah, that was foxy. I thought everything.
When they showed the one that went hard right, which you probably did that on purpose because you burned a few in there before that one. So I get it.
Yeah.
But I thought it was awesome. I thought that first curveball he threw you was awesome to watch from the behind, that thing fell off the table. That thing was that 18 inches of drop?
I don't know. I thought it was hitting my head. I mean, I don't even know why your body would do that. I don't remember the moment exactly in my brain. So me watching it back, it's like I didn't know I moved that much. The first time I saw that,
you didn't fall down though. Some guys fall down.
I mean, I was pretty close. I mean, if I wasn't so bad on my heels, because I think you're supposed to not completely be on your heels, which is probably how you activate your hips. But if I wasn't so locked into the ground, I think I'm down for sure on that one. If you watch that back, and then the angle we have from Bill McCombs' camera, I think, which was incredibly well done by everybody. That was all set up in like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, cameras everywhere, microphone. Let's do this. Great work by all parties involved because Kershaw was warm and they just redid it, so we didn't want to do it. But whenever I saw Pettit and Rossi do the full lap, I'm like, geez, okay, so everybody was kind of waiting on that. It was good. It was a good time. Now tell me about World Baseball Classic, and then we'll wrap up and move into some football.
Well, first off, we know DeRosa and the boys want to win. I mean, 9.5-point favorites. That's some pressure on you. Like if you're the skipper of that squad, you're thinking, hey, we got to go win by 25 because we have the expectations are so sky high. But I think like Connor said, if we can go get this one and then we defend it in another 3 years and we just know this is our thing. Coming off of hockey too, I think it's like we have to have gold. Right?
Very worried about baseball labor negotiations that are around the corner, especially if we start hitting a real groove with baseball popularity. Hopefully all parties will come together and make sure that doesn't happen, but that's rare in these types of situations. But maybe baseball will seize the moment. Tonight, bets on this particular game, what should we be looking at, Tone?
Yeah, you guys talked about it. The U.S. is minus 9.5 is the spread on this one. If you go or look at an MLB bet, they are all minus 1.5, and occasionally you'll see a minus 2.5. So anything more than that is very, very rare. You'll see that in the WBC, though. Samurai Japan was minus 10.5, I believe.
So they just have no respect for Brazil's baseball team?
Yes, that is correct. Or a ton of respect for Team USA. I laid it.
There you go.
I laid it. I mean, they've 10-run everybody they've played already.
Yeah,
this season.
I would take the U.S. here.
And then a popular thing in the office this morning is we just took every single U.S. player to hit a home run. They're all up there. Starts with Judgy, who's plus 105.
He can definitely hit a home run.
Which is nuts.
All the way down to Terang at plus 475. So you could get. We did it with all the boys. I mean, Judgy's hit a home run already. Raleigh has. Buxton has. Harper has. Bregman has. Roman Anthony has. Those are the ones that have already hit home runs in their first 2 warm-up games. So it's not like, and they've hit multiple home runs. So we just laid all the home runs with the boys today. That's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah, especially if 9.5, we're going to need a lot of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's hit them.
So if we want to win, which we do, and we want to cover, which we do, these are going to have to happen. And this team was built to do this, right, Ty? I mean, that's what this team was put together for.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the lineup from 1 to 9, I'd say like 7 of these guys typically bat third or cleanup on their regular team. So just having a guy who's got pop like a cleanup hitter does, bat 9th, obviously that's a good thing.
Yeah, maybe next time in this, Kyler Murray's playing in the World Baseball Class.
Maybe.
Kyler Murray, obviously no longer with the Arizona Cardinals, put out an entire statement thanking Arizona for the time. We assume there's a chance that he goes to the next stop and has success. You know, he's played a lot of football, he's thrown for over 20,000 yards, has a lot of touchdowns, obviously a lot of experience. There's some question marks on how it was all working behind the scenes as him as a quarterback of a franchise, a leader of a program. But is the Arizona Cardinals going to always be like that? That's kind of the question you have to ask, especially whenever you see report cards and Fs are across the board. What's that for? Everything, seemingly, for the Arizona Cardinals. And then all of a sudden, we can't see the report cards anymore. So will that continue to be Fs? Will they continue to get better? We'll never know publicly unless it's leaked like it was just a couple weeks ago. But what we're saying is Arizona Cardinals seemingly never going to be successful, or were they never going to be successful because Kyler was their quarterback? So there's the 2 questions. Now, if you get somebody in there who's like a super executive type quarterback, which I think Fernando is going to be. I think Peyton Manning was like that. Tom Brady was like that. I think Patrick Mahomes is like that. I think there's all the greats have kind of been like that. Kyler's not like that. Kyler has been drafted top 10 in MLB and the NFL, only athlete ever. I think he's a super chill guy. I think he's an incredibly athletic guy. I don't think he is necessarily like a CEO type. So if the Arizona Cardinals get a CEO and be good, maybe. But it seems like Kyler and Arizona are never going to work. Will Arizona ever work? We don't know. Will Kyler next stop work? Potentially. And I don't know if you know this, AJ. There's a new team lingering.
Who?
Do you know Kyler Murray is maybe the best athlete of all time?
Could be up there.
Maybe the best athlete of all time. They say Bo Jackson.
Sure.
Certainly. Deion Sanders. Certainly. Many others are chit-chatting.
Jim Thorpe.
Certainly.
Pistol Pete Maravich.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sure.
Because how many points he put up? I don't know if he played multiple.
No 3-point line either, but yeah.
Okay, but so he's in the paint, so he can't. I don't know how athletic he is. Can he throw a ball? I'm not 100% sure. I'm only more of a short shooter, but I don't know if he played multiple sports. Kyler Murray, top 10 in NFL and MLB, obviously has all the talent. The Vikings, seemingly the good convo. Albert Breer says, whoa. Don't discard the Colts.
Oh,
Wow.
what?
Wow.
Excuse me?
The Indianapolis
Does Kyler
Colts?
want to come here, or does Indy want him? Do you know?
I think there's maybe a mutual of everything.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I don't do it. Wait a minute. Foxy says, if you read this closely, Albert Breer says, Kyler's certainly interested in Indianapolis.
Wow.
Now, that's from Albert Breer and his sources. Then there's other sources that say stuff. And then there's probably other teams that we haven't heard of that are potentially interested in Kyler Murray because the quarterback market, both through the draft and free agency right now, is fascinating. Almost brought Derek Carr out of retirement because there's probably going to be opportunity. But yeah, Kyler's thinking about maybe for the shoe. And I'll tell you what, having the greatest athlete of all time in Indianapolis, yeah, that'll do the trick. But I thought we had Daniel Jones as our quarterback. So I'm still a little flustered on how it's all going to work out, AJ.
Well, he's not, Daniel Jones, I guess, you'd only bring Kyler in if you feel like Daniel might not be healthy enough to start the season, correct?
Or if somebody else pays him and we don't want to match him because we have the transition tag on him as opposed to the franchise tag on him, which is certainly sent a lot of the Colts fans into quite a scuttlebug, I will say, about how we're going to lose Daniel Jones and we're going to lose Alec Pierce, and we had a franchise tag that we certainly could have kept one of them for at least a year, and we didn't use any of them, so people aren't happy. So I think the conversation would be if Daniel Jones, who had a torn Achilles on one side and a broken leg on the other.
That's right. Tough.
Son of a bitch. He's going to play through that broken leg. I don't foresee that being an issue, though.
He was banged up top, probably.
Remember that happened?
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He took snaps today, and then we get Romeo I guess you could say he took. I called Conti immediately. Colts PR. You guys just said that he took snaps today.
Yeah.
He did take snaps. I said, Conti, I saw this. We all saw the snap that he took there. That was not snap. He's in trouble. We're working through it. We'll see how he is tomorrow. He's obviously, we'll get back. We just came off a bye. And that's when I knew we were in trouble.
Yeah.
And then we weren't actually completely dead at that point.
There it is.
Looks good.
Yeah, that was what we saw. And then he would go on, tear his Achilles on the other side.
Yep.
So Daniel Jones gave us a lot of great times. 8-2, number one team in the league. Best offensive.
Sorry, he's in so much pain.
That was the first video we saw.
Yeah.
Off of bye week that showed up.
Didn't they say this either right before or after this? Didn't Shefty say, we don't foresee this being an issue, though?
Yes.
He's got a broken leg, Shefty. I think that might be an issue.
They said they could conceal it in a good spot or something like that. He broke his leg in a good place or something was the original report. So then we saw the video, and it was like, I think it's James Boyd, I believe.
Romeoville Kid.
Yeah, Romeoville Kid. This is James Boyd. He does a local radio show, and I think he also writes for
Definitely
Indy Star.
somebody. Is Indy Star still a?
I have no idea.
Anyways, we saw this video. We knew we were dead.
Yeah.
So is he coming back healthy next year after breaking his leg and tearing his Achilles post 10 weeks into a season? And then on that note, are we just going to try to get another quarterback to play until he can get back, and we're going to pay him $38 million for that? It's like, what an interesting dynamic in a situation. But everybody knows Kyler Murray's deal next year will probably be, unless there becomes a bidding war, which I guess is possible because all the money is getting paid from Arizona, it'll probably be like $1 million, $1.2 million, whatever league min is for a veteran at this stage. So it's a Russell Wilson situation in Pittsburgh. And it's like, is Kyler going to take $1.2 million to fill in for Daniel Jones, who's going to come back? I don't know if
it's his best. Everybody should. If you don't have a quarterback and you don't have to pay Kyler $1.3 million, whatever it is, because Arizona is paying him, you'd be doing your team a disservice if you didn't at least kick the tires on him and see if he could get to your organization.
I agree. No money at $1.3 million is less than
it's all upside for you. And I guess the Colts are in a good situation if Danny Jones isn't fully healthy. Hey, Kyler, come here, revamp your career, play for a year, and then boom, go sign a giant contract.
I like that. Prove it you're here under Shane Steichen's offense, and if you can do your stuff here, everybody's going to want you.
Yeah. Sure. Plus, he saw the combine. He saw that coconut husk. He's like,
everybody's flying over.
Yeah.
That's fast track.
Yeah.
That was a fast track over there, I will say. Go ahead, Conrad.
What about for the Colts, though? Like, if the Colts bring in Kyler, they go 8-0, Danny Dimes comes back. Are you going to, start Danny Dimes because you're paying him $35 million, or are you going to roll with Kyler? Like, then you
What's our record?
8-0.
We'll worry about that.
We're taking the hot hand.
We'll worry about that when we get
I think you run a 2-quarterback package.
Could.
Listen, Shane Steichen's, if we're 8-0 right there, Shane Steichen's super.
You've done it before.
Yeah.
So he can do whatever the hell he wants.
4-4.
Yes.
If you're above water.
Why are you?
If you're, because 8-0 was right, you're right. It's a little much. If you're above water.
A little much. We're 8-2 this year.
Yeah, true with Danny Dimes. And then if Kyler comes in and does it for you, and are you going to then pay Danny Dimes $35 million to sit on the bench? It would track based on what we've seen as far as decision-making goes in Indianapolis, but it just feels like that almost might set up for a little bit of a tizzy in the Colts locker room.
We're not worried about any tizzies. Okay, we're just worried about winning some games. Okay, which is has been my messaging to coaches and front office whenever I see them in public, and that's about it. Whenever you end the season on a 7-game losing streak, it's not a great taste in your mouth heading into the offseason. So still have jobs. Okay, a lot of people are surprised by that. It's been a long time since we've won around here. I appreciate the situation you've been in. Win some games. Okay, that just win some games. And if Kyler does that, it's great. Let's go ahead and look at how he ranks history whenever you talk about just running the ball. Top 5 all time.
Okay.
Not bad.
So, do you want him on your team on the coconut husk? Yeah, you do. But if we have Daniel Jones already, if we lose him, this would certainly be a great option. If we have them both, we're in a fascinating situation here in Indianapolis, and I'm here for it. Let's talk about a fascinating situation. I didn't know you could sign anybody right now.
Yeah, what the hell?
I didn't know you could sign anybody right now. But I guess whenever a player gets cut from a team, he's able to do whatever the hell he wants whenever he wants. Who cares when a new league year starts if you've already been cut and your contract has been waived and voided? Well, the Chargers got the job done. They signed center Tyler
Biadasz.
3-year, $30 million. He got cut. Now he signs a 3-year, $30 million deal to go revamp the Los Angeles Chargers offensive line, and they certainly need it, Tone. People are celebrating Hortiz on the internet right now, not only for getting a deal with a center and trying to revamp it, but also getting a deal done before the free agency frenzy thing on Monday, which is when everybody else has to wait to get these deals done.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season last year, you're looking at Chargers O-line as a position of strength, and obviously you lose two of the best offensive tackles in football, in Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater, to injury. So then that's an interesting issue. And the Mekhi Becton, who they brought in at right guard, didn't exactly work out. So by the end of the year, that offensive line was terrible. So they bring in Biotish. They're going to get their 2 tackles back. If they, they have Zion Johnson at guard, I believe. So if they go the other guard, they should be it should be a position of strength again. So the Chargers are going with that. If they figure out their, wide receiver weapons issue, not an issue, but maybe adding a couple more of those. Like, the Chargers are in a really good spot. And I know Biotish was taking trips to Chicago and a couple other places, but he had a great visit in L.A. and decided to go there.
Got pretty wide-eyed eyes, you know.
Yeah.
He's got pretty locked-in eyes. That's
good for him, though.
That's a nice fish. Big fucking eyes. It's a nice fish. Feels like him and Jim Harbaugh probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably
Staring
on the
contest.
same page if I had to guess right there. I like anytime anybody invests in their offensive line. I personally like the move. I always like when people invest in their defensive line. How about Danielle Hunter?
Oh, yeah.
Danielle Hunter gets a new $40-point-something million one-year deal down there in Caserio. Said, we're not moving on, but also we need to figure this out. We get that you want some money. How about we just do a one-year extension here, $40.1 million, including a $30.7 million signing bonus. We assume there's some salary cap gymnastic years in the back of this thing. Congrats to Danielle Hunter. Jeez, easy for me to say. Going down to Houston, getting the job done, getting a massive payday, and for Nick Caserio getting a deal done with him, even though I assume Danielle wanted something different. Let's give you this. Let's figure this out at a different time.
Yeah, what he had 15 sacks last year. He's been so dominant, I feel like. And Will Anderson's going to get a big old deal on the opposite side of him. Al-Shaair is going to get a contract as well. So good for them getting them out of this, getting this done early, I guess. But 1 year, $40 million deal. Have we ever heard that before? I guess just 1 year extension, 40 per year.
This is, I want a new deal. We can't do. We can't do. Well, can we do something? And I think this is legitimately Nick just being like, "You're right, you deserve it. Here we go. Can we do this, and then can we move on?" That's what I read whenever I saw it. But it could also be. What year is this for Danielle?
He's 32. So
he was he
7, 8?
I think it might be 9 or 10, possibly 9 or 10.
He was in Minnesota for a while.
He's Danielle Hunter at the stage of his career where he's like, I just want to go 1 year at a time. Let me figure that out. Is he the one that wanted it?
So he was under contract for this upcoming season. This is for the 2027 season. So they have him for the next 2 seasons. This is kind of what the Bengals should have done with Trey last year to avoid what was happening. Yeah, but Danielle has been unbelievable. So it makes sense to give him the contract. He is 32, 33, so maybe they didn't want to do a long term. So, hey, 1 year, $40 million more. That's a lot.
Hey, what's up, Squirrel? You see something?
I did.
Did you see something in the middle? Kevin Green's on here.
I was reading that. If you pop that graphic back up, sorry. I was looking at this when I was driving here today. I almost drove off the road. Just look at the company he is in. Reggie White, Bruce Smith, Kevin Green, KG, love you, RIP, Myles Garrett, and Hunter. That's a pretty good crew to be a part of, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's 1 year, $40-point-something million deal worth, I would say. And I'll tell you, if Danielle Hunter is going to start doing 1 year deal, 2 year deal things towards the end, I think that's a smart play, especially if you can bet on yourself and hit. That is a betting on yourself type mantra, and I respect it. I like it. And shout out to Houston keeping the Houston sack station running, because Houston is a problem.
Yeah, and he probably does know. I mean, AJ mentioned Will Anderson getting a massive contract around the corner. Shout out to Caserio. I wonder if Danielle Hunter, didn't even go to Caserio, and more so Caserio went to him like, hey, we obviously need you here, want you here. We can probably get something done over the next 2 years, but also on the horizon is Will Anderson Jr. getting $40 million a year too. If there was a spot to pay 2 guys, that would be the D-line.
More news out of the NFL. Geno Smith has officially been released from the Raiders. He obviously is with the Seattle Seahawks before the Raiders. Before that, I believe it was the Chargers. Before that, I believe it was the...
Was it the Giants before the Jets?
He's been on a journey. Okay, obviously highly touted stud out of West Virginia. His career took its own path, its own way. He had success in Seattle, led the number one offense at one point with Pete Carroll for the Seahawks post Russell Wilson. Then a deal was offered to him that he didn't necessarily like. An opportunity goes to Vegas to be a Raiders quarterback. He might have had the most unlucky interceptions all the time, every game. I mean, people were dropping in from the sky like they were Chris Angel on those things, picking him off, making the plays of their lives seemingly every time he threw a football. It does not work. Pete Carroll's gone. The entire system's gone. Gino's gone. And then he just retweeted a little bit ago Kyrie Irving's tweet from like 2014 that basically says the journey is the reward. So that means Gino has been excited and thankful he's been here before, and we assume he's going to get some looks because he can still spin it. That's another Minnesota Viking opportunity that could come through because they're looking for a guy that can layer a football. Gino can certainly do that. Now, I will say, in my head, what I just thought of what Gino layering a ball is a safety flying over top, hitting it off his helmet and then catching it off of him because that's what it was like for Gino whenever he was in Vegas. But you get him in the right system, he can spin it. People are going to take chances on bringing Geno Smith in, and we might see another resurgence from Gino, or backup quarterback Geno Smith becomes the new role for him, especially with a guy with a lot of experience.
Yeah, that's what about Miami, about Gumpy's Miami Dolphins, if they move
back
on
home
from Tua? I don't know what the Tua situation is going to look like, but yeah, I could see him going back to Miami.
Yeah, Geno going to Miami would be awesome. How about it, Gums?
Yeah, him and Finn Ewers, Quinn Ewers, Win Ewers, Spin Ewers. I mean, I'm good with Quinn Ewers at the helm.
Yeah, spin to win, Ewers.
Yeah, we got Lynn Bin, we got Finn Ewers. I mean, we got it all right now, except any cap space to sign fucking anybody.
Well, I got good news. I got good news for you. You're going to be able to find some more money because you guys are going to be releasing your kicker, maybe your best player. After the sides could not agree on a contract, the Dolphins now are expected to release kicker Jayson Sanders. Wow. Sanders leaves Miami with a streak of 27 straight made field goals in 9-9 on his last 50-plus yard field goal.
He was hurt all last year. Still. Riley Patterson was missed one kick all year as well.
Okay, we like Riley. Hey, of course. Yeah. Move on. The Dolphins in 2023 Pro Bowl fullback Alec Ingold are parting ways as well. Sources tell the Insider. Another Pro Bowler goes out the door. He's a 3-time All-Spain Man of the Year nominee and team captain. Had discussions with Miami about a new deal, but he would be released and free to sign with the team as soon as today. If you wanted to, if anybody wants to bring the fullback back into their offense, Con Man shaking his head mightily because of a text message we received potentially earlier today with a potential team getting the fullback, or other ideas in your mind.
Yeah, no, bingo. We're on the same page there, but he is also another one of those guys where it's like he's not just a fullback. Like they'll split him out when they're going 5 wide, and he'll be catching passes.
Oh, another use check just hit the market. Yeah. Okay, thank God the Miami Dolphins are letting other people have great players again. Everybody that's good for the Dolphins over the last 6 years, get them out of here.
That's right.
Now, on that note, it's a new era. It's a new time.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Marino, Troy Aikman, and the boys helping out the hiring. You bring in the Green Bay Packers, basically.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Good luck to you, Dolphins.
Not a bad move.
Sully's at the wheel, and I'm just glad everybody can now see how terrible Chris Greer was at his job. This has been happening for a long time, and now here we are.
Gumpy wanted to take one last opportunity to piss on the grave of Chris Greer, former general manager / president of football for the Miami Dolphins for like 5 coaches, it felt like. These guys can't coach anything. Seems like there's one. No, he's good. He makes all the decisions. Well, it feels like the team's not good, though, no matter who's coaching. It's like, yeah, well, it's not this guy. That's basically what Gumpy's life has been. How come all fingers aren't going to that guy? That guy's the only guy around. And then Ross will get on a microphone. I love this guy.
Yeah.
I love this guy. This guy will be here. He'll be making all the decisions football-wise. That'll get us into a spot. And then he finally fires this guy. And thank you for your service to football, Mr. Chris Greer. Gumpy would say a little bit too much service, but on that note, it does feel like Gumpy is a little bit more optimistic about whatever decisions are in the future. And that's what like turnover can do. Turnover just brings a natural optimism, a natural hope, a natural maybe things will be different than it has been. And whenever you see, Northern Stars like the Jacksonville Jaguars, and whenever you see the New England Patriots or the Chicago Bears, and even the Seattle Seahawks have this quick of a turnover whenever you make some change, it's hard not to get eager about firing people, But then all these teams that have some consistency have had success over like the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Intrigued to see what the next 10 years are like. Is it going to be a lot of turnover, people wishing for a star? Or is it going to be a lot of what's happening here in Indianapolis where we're going on 10, 11 years and not winning, and it's like we want consistency? interesting turmoil and turning point, I think, for the league we're in.
And it's what we talk about every single time we get to Black Monday or whatever, when all these coaches get fired, and it's
a third of the league.
Exactly. It's like they're. And you know, certain teams who have been successful, their fan bases get fed up because that's kind of what happens. And it's like, hey, let's fire our guy right now. And it's like there aren't enough good coaches out there to fill all the openings that we have. So it's like you always think that the grass is greener on the other side, and you kind of have to when your entire organization gets torn down and starts anew. But boy, it seems that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. We've seen it, many, many times.
But that damn green grass that you think you're seeing, if you do happen upon it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Life is good.
Exactly.
Life is good. Patriots. It's such green grass.
Yeah.
And then they went to a dirt AstroTurf field. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they're like, nope, we need to get right back in there. And all of a sudden it's Vrabel.
Yeah. Scott's Turf Builder Plus down there, no weeds.
He's just spitting out seed for the grass.
Drake May.
It's unbelievable. Drake May out there. It's outrageous. Good for. Hey, we're happy for you guys.
Thanks, man. Hopefully more moves coming today.
New England is an area that is known to having a lot of success in all their sports. The Boston Fleet are the top of the PWHL.
No big deal.
We just found out they were a team. They are our favorite team.
Mm-hmm.
But they're number one around here.
Sold out the Garden, by the way.
The BCGC, the Boston Fleet?
Yep.
Sick. Can't wait to get to one of those games. I'm sure it's absolutely electrifying. Of course, because it's associated with New England up there. Red Sox have won everything. Obviously, the Bruins have won everything. The Patriots have won everything.
Yeah.
This BCGC team and TGL, they don't even they've never even sniffed Boston's air, but they have Boston in front of it. They're number one in the TGL.
Shout out Keeks.
It just seems like that area is just always going to win for some reason. We have to just live with that. We don't have to like it. We don't. But we just have to live with that. And now it feels like their basketball team. Okay? I don't know if you saw it. They had a fleet of exciting whites the other night.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Okay, just a fleet of them. Joe Mazzulla said, boys, you know what we're doing. You know what you're doing out there. And all you heard was...
On a string.
That's all you heard. That's all you heard. Win, dominate. Then, they lose their megastar, their all-star. Will you stop it with this microphone?
It's unbelievable.
You smacked the wood and the microphone went limp.
That's what they were doing.
I'm trying to get it.
That's what they were doing. They're bopping
This
around.
thing's flopping around. Sorry.
But anyways, one of the best players on earth now has recovered from an injury faster than ever to get back on a winning team just because it's New England. This wouldn't happen and hasn't happened anywhere else. Allegedly, Jayson Tatum is going to be returning to the court, which is an absurd thing to think about after tearing his Achilles when he did last season. And everybody just said he's going to be gone forever. Well, Joe Mazzulla and the boys have been able to keep the team good and in contention and just say, hey, when you come back, we'll add you to our roster. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who broke the news and a guy who is always on the beat for the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, Shams Charania.
Yay,
Shams, what is this? Why does the New England area and Boston always get this type of shit? Honestly, why is this? Has this ever happened before? It's been, 200 and some days, I guess, and this guy's going to be back on the hardwood, running back and forth. What should we expect out of him, and when did it become a reality that he was going to potentially return this season? Because my understanding was he was just gone for this season, maybe late postseason. How'd we get here, Shams, if you could kind of just catch us up on it all?
So, Pat, the point you make is very interesting because, it's the Celtics, and it's that area, and what they play for is championships. And I had a Celtics official tell me last night, it's like, we play for championships here. All of our players, they all know the aspirations that we have, and that you have to believe that plays a big part in Jayson Tatum's mindset. Now, if Jaylen Brown hadn't led this team for the first 60 plus games of the season to put this team in position to compete for a championship, to make some real noise, does Jayson Tatum come back? We will never know. But he literally, from the moment when he had surgery in May, so just under 10 months ago, he underwent surgery for fully ruptured Achilles tendon. This is usually an injury that takes about a year. Kevin Durant took 16, 17, 18 months to rehab and recover from his. Jayson Tatum, the moment he had surgery, he started 2-3 sessions per day. He had daily sessions, multiple sessions throughout the day. He made it his goal, his mission to come back for the 25-26 season. As unlikely as everyone else thought it was going to be, and even in the fall, he did a string of media, and he said, I'm not doing these 2-a-days, working out 2-3 times a day just to sit at home. I'm doing this so I can play. And even still, I think a lot of people around the league kind of just looked at it as like, all right, that's a good hope. But in the last 24, 48 hours, I had multiple people around the situation, around the team, around Jayson Tatum tell me he is ready to go. So anytime you're coming back from an Achilles tear, an injury of this magnitude, yes, it's getting 100% medically. It's getting 100% mentally. And then it's getting the sign-off from the doctors, from Jayson Tatum's representatives. Because think about it. Jayson Tatum has a contract of over $300 million. So there's a massive investment there if you're someone around Jayson Tatum. And then if you're the Boston Celtics, this is the biggest investment you have in any player in your franchise. So they're not just going to rush him back. They're not going to put him in a position where he's going to be in harm's way and he's not fully cleared. So when he got cleared over a month ago to do full 5-on-5 scrimmaging, I think that's when everything became a reality. And then from there, it's just been about him getting there mentally, him getting the conditioning, the reps that he needed from a 5-on-5 scrimmaging basis. And this week, I'm told he got fully cleared to return to action and make his season debut. And that will be, all expectations are that's going to be tonight against the Dallas Mavericks. Celtics are bracing for that. His teammates are ready for him to return. Wow. Jayson Tatum has indicated to the team that he's ready to return tonight. And the Celtics are already planning for him to be on a minutes restriction. They're planning that starting tonight, you're going to have 19 games left in the season. Start to get him in as close to peak Jayson Tatum form as possible before the playoffs. And then from there, it's full steam ahead. That's everything that's being envisioned. And Joe Mazzulla, Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all three parties, from my understanding, they've had conversations, just getting ready for tonight and getting ready for what's going to be, I think, an unbelievable atmosphere. Because not only Jayson Tatum expected to play tonight, but Cooper Flagg, who hails from Maine, is expected to be
main event.
Maine is going to be there tonight. So Cooper Flagg, Jayson Tatum on deck for tonight.
Is this Cooper Flagg's first time playing in Boston?
Yes, it is. It is.
I don't love what Mazzulla and Tatum are doing to that. Wow. Yeah, I don't love that.
That's right.
Hey, kid. Yeah, sweet. You're from Maine. You're the main event. Okay, actual main event. MVP.
It's Boston, bitch.
Okay, Tatum's going to come play. Congrats, Cooper Flagg. We know he's a beast. Shout to him his entire run, and him being the main event and everything like that is spectacular. But story of night is definitely Tatum defying odds, science, and doubts from a lot of different people. Last question for me on the entire thing. And as you were talking there, great layout of the entire situation. We appreciate you doing that. Connor was over here, just ear to ear and doing the rock goosebump
chills
over here because of how excited he is about it all.
We were in Indy during the conference finals, and me and BC were talking about how bad it was looking for the Celtics, and they were going to tear down the roster.
Trade.
And all the moves that were going to be made. They moved Porzingis. They moved Drew Holiday. This is a totally different team. This is a team built on these scrappy rookie salary players. They're clearly not. They're not a tax team this year. So think about it. They were a second apron team, which is like basketball salary hell. And now they're not even a luxury tax team, and they're on the brink of potentially competing for a championship.
Yeah, of course. And once again, Boston, that. It's always they always do it.
Yeah,
and I met Tony's boy the other day, Roman Anthony. He's going to be doing it for a long time up there as well.
How old's Drake, man?
This just always seems to work out up there. Good for you guys.
Thanks, man.
We're really happy for you.
Appreciate it. Shout out Joe Mazzulla.
But I am happy for Tatum. Yeah, he goes to bed questionable, wakes up probable. He has a line for absolutely everything. Last question for me on Tatum before we have one or two other NBA things, because we have a hard out of 57, Shams. We appreciate you joining us on this huge day. When we've seen guys in the NFL come back after an Achilles, it's clear that they're coming back from an Achilles. You said he's been playing 5-on-5 for 30 days. Have you seen any film of him playing? Should we be expecting him to be hobbly, or are they expecting, just other than cardio and game shape, they're expecting him to be able to move the same way he moved before? Is that what the reports are out of this practice, is we should be expecting him?
Yeah, Pat, I've heard from multiple people that have been involved and seen Jayson Tatum, have even practiced against him, and they say he looks like Jayson Tatum. He looks great. But again, practicing in 5-on-5, scrimmaging with the team. He scrimmaged with coaches, and then he scrimmaged with coaches and Stay Ready Group, which in the NBA Stay Ready Group is guys on two-way contracts, guys in the G League, guys that are end-of-bench players. So he's doing 5-on-5 against them. And then he goes up against all professional players, so the Maine Celtics. And then he goes up against the actual Boston Celtics practice. So he's been through every single prong of this as you possibly can go through to put himself through the gauntlet. So I don't think anyone's expecting Jayson Tatum to come in tonight and have 30 minutes and 30 points and have ton of usage percentage like we're accustomed to seeing. It's going to be a gradual allow him to get his legs under him, because there's going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be stuff that comes up along the way, bumps in the road, soreness that he's going to deal with. This could lead to potentially other injuries. You don't want to see it, but there's always these potential. He could deal with knee soreness. He could deal with something else just because of the gruesome injury that is coming back from. But right now, everyone
got it. Yeah. Over under is 13 for him tonight. Just something to think about. Last question, quick from Con Man.
Yeah, that's just the worry, Shams. Like the minutes restriction is strictly to see how his body responds, not as much like, hey, this guy isn't ready to play.
No, it's 100% going to be him getting his legs under him, conditioning. And honestly, this is another thing we haven't spoken about. It's like the anxiety, the nerves. And I think that is something that Jayson Tatum is very, very aware of. That, like, what is it going to be like when I step foot in TD Garden and get announced? And how will it be even getting my first shot? And so that's all something he's dealing with.
Yeah, when you come back from an injury, you're always scared you're going to do it again. So that is like the biggest hurdle. I would assume that he's been getting through that for these 5-on-5s that you just listed. But in real action against real teams, especially with the main event coming to town, I'm excited to watch him respond. I think I'm taking the over there on him as well. And I think it's going to be the first 5 shots. I think we are.
You got to shoot him quick. You got to get him. You got to get the nerves out. You got to just get it.
They're going to be feeding him, I assume, hey, welcome to the show here, main event. All right, I appreciate the hell out of you joining us, Shams. We're excited to chat basketball as this NBA season continues to roll on. They're saying the college season much better than the NBA. Is that real?
Ooh.
Come on now.
Yes.
NBA season, up to something season in the NBA.
Okay. All right. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Shams Ron.
Yeah, Shams.
They have been saying that.
Oh, yeah. And I think it's kind of certified. We haven't even got to the tournament yet.
We're getting close to the conference championships, right? Those are happening all through next week and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, age. They're saying college basketball up to the right, and NBA's trying to keep up with them. And allegedly, these college teams are scoring.
Oh, yeah.
And allegedly, the environments are obviously awesome. And then you turn on an NBA game, and it is like what it is.
It's the atmosphere. I think it's the atmosphere around the college game that makes people think that.
And football as well, it has the same thing.
Yeah, the pageantry. People are juiced. Like, the barns are much better than a lot of these NBA barns.
Oh, you're right. Jack Hewlett said, I don't know how many barns are going to be doing
Not
this standing
tonight. Not tonight. That place in Boston is going to be absurd. And also, if March Madness doesn't deliver and the NBA playoffs deliver, we'll have the opposite conversation.
Yeah, for the rest of the year. NBA always delivers towards the playoffs. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We're back on the other side with Michael Lombardi. Whoa. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, a conversation with Lou Holtz.
Thank you very much, Pat. Coach, obviously, this is such a beautiful campus. We both know it. It is literally created in God's image. It's been a massive day, obviously big weekend with Ohio State here in town. I know we have the dedication of the new library. How great does it feel to be back on campus at Notre Dame?
Well, I say this, if you've been part of Notre Dame, no explanation's necessary. If you haven't, no explanation will suffice. You have to be part of Notre Dame to understand this is just a special place.
Now, you can take all of that adversity. Sorry, it's tough to do. I got to hold the handkerchief and the microphone at the same time, so it's a little difficult. But all this adversity, it's out here. It's hanging out here. And what you could do is you could take all of those, self-perceived issues and fears and adversities that we face every single day when you're going against a tough team. And you got to stick them down deep because it really doesn't do anything for you to dwell on them. So you stick them down deep, and then you realize that all those adversities and those issues, they're just a figment of your imagination.
I wished I could have made that red flag disappear on the field as quickly as you did that one. But, there is no such thing as magic. It's all mentally etc. Now, you did that. I want to do this one. It's like any other newspaper. You have the front page for people who want to read the news. You have the comics for people who can't read. And we have the editorial page for people who can't think. But it's like anything else. You have to have a faith and a belief somewhere along the line. I'm not sure. I used to do this trick all the time, but That's when I was younger. But I'm not sure I can do it. But in any event, I think maybe we can. I used to do this with a phone book when I was younger, but I have trouble tearing it up. I want to tell you, physically, I have an awful lot of problems. Mentally, I'm as sharp as I've ever been. However, that's one of the advantages of not being very sharp when you're growing up. Because then when you get dementia, people can't tell. And say, oh, there's no difference in anything else. But, you know, it's like anything else. Many people go think they saw me tearing that up. But it's all mental. If you really have a strong faith and a strong belief in what you do, it can work out.
My God.
Hell yeah.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you ping. Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful. That's the problem.
That's what I'm doing.
Welcome back to the Thunderdome. It's Feel Good Friday. Hour 2 of the program begins now. Sports are fantastic, and obviously they draw conversations all day, every day, and we're lucky to have them. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con Man tried to perpetuate a lie.
Not true. I was told a lie, and it's bull. I'm pissed right now, just as much as you're pissed, but I'm more pissed.
Well, there's a dog on the internet that breaks news in the NFL world named Ricky Scoops, and he puts out a tweet with Alec Pierce wearing a New England Patriots hard hat, and all of a sudden Connor goes, "Deal's done."
I didn't even read the tweet. I was told the tweet, and I was told the tweet said that the deal's done.
Yeah, and then you're telling me, Ricky Scoops, this dog knows. Okay, this dog knows. And what happens is, well, then Ty goes, that dog knew Micah before Micah. Micah.
He had DK Metcalf, too.
Oh, okay.
Ricky Scoops knows.
Yeah, well, Ricky Scoops didn't say Alec Pierce is going to the Patriots.
Well, that's what I was told Ricky Scoops said.
What Ricky Scoops, the dog, said is that the New England Patriots are about to throw a bag at Alec Pierce, which I think a lot of people are potentially expecting for a lot of people to throw bags at Alec Pierce. And on that note, he did have by far his best season that he's ever had in the NFL going into his contract here. By far. And what he does is what every NFL team is looking for. Last year, explosive play rate went down. Explosive plays for the last 5 years have been a good indicator on who's going to win games. Alec Pierce is an explosive play. So whenever you got teams with shell coverages, they're trying to keep everything in front of you. You can gain a few yards, then we're going to go ahead and tackle you. That's basically what defenses have done to kind of counteract what these NFL offenses have started to do. NFL offense started to have late motions, quick motions, and then they were taking advantages of defenses. They had big fatzos like middle linebacker for the Green Bay Packer, A.J. Hawk. And they were just making them look like absolute maple syrup running slow losers out there. And explosive plays just started happening. Boom, boom, boom. Then defense coordinators who get paid millions of dollars as well, who are very high football IQ people, said, well, if we just sit this thing back a little bit, get a little bit more speed out here, at least we'll give up the explosive plays. We're going to give up yards, but it's not a big deal. It was a counter to the chess move that NFL offenses did. Now explosive plays at a premium. Alec Pierce, he'll go get you one. He will go get you. If you throw it in double coverage, he'll go get you one. If you throw it man-to-man, he will certainly go up and get it. There's times in years past where the balls maybe weren't perfect or maybe they're getting broken up at the last second, but it was always an electrifying time. And then when you hear stories in practice of Alec Pierce just going up on everybody's heads and making incredible plays. Last year, we saw all that come to fruition. When Daniel Jones was spinning the ball and when he and Daniel Jones knew exactly what each other were doing, he became awesome to watch. He's a tough son gun.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude is tough. He's a farmer. He's got moxie, too. When he gets introduced coming out of the tunnel, I mean, he looks at the camera and does a full sprint out. It's like he's got the moxie. He's got the grit. He's got the speed. He's got the ability to read a ball.
What?
It's like he is an explosive play waiting to happen for any NFL team, and we are in an era where people are looking for that because defenses have gotten so good. So we assume that Alec Pierce, who was on with Kay on Up and Adams yesterday, said, I've earned the right to kind of see what free agency is. I think free agency is going to be good to Alec Pierce.
Yeah.
And I do assume the New England Patriots, who have a lot of money and also a lot to sell up there, and Vrabes is a guy I think Alec Pierce would have a lot of respect for.
Yes.
Whenever they were going in a conversation. Remember, we heard the story of Alec Pierce hanging with the boys.
Yep.
He's got it in him.
2 drinks. Guy who's hosting party, also athlete, leaving party. Alec Pierce puts 1 drink in other drink, daps up person. How you doing? See you later. Pulls drink out of other drink, takes a sip out of drink, continues conversation. Now, that was after a big-time win with the boys. That is what we're talking about with Alec Pierce. Checks every box, seemingly, and the New England Patriots would obviously be interested, but I don't think they're going to be the only ones, AJ.
No, I mean, he's unrestricted free agent. Do you think there's any chance the Colts find a way to re-sign him?
No. Yeah, so that's probably... That's
No, I mean, no way, especially with what he said to Kay Adams. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to throw any shade at this K9 that you guys are reading their tweets, but...
Ricky's fucking Ricky Scoops.
He's got a
Ricky
name.
Scoops. This is the first time we're of Ricky Scoops. I was actually walking out of the bathroom when Bruce confirmed it with Connor. Oh, Ricky Scoops, Alec Pierce, done deal. New England.
Thank you. It was Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce, you're part of the problem.
If Ricky says it, it's as good as done. I didn't maybe read it all the way and see that he was just throwing.
You saw the hard hat, yeah.
I saw the hard hat on Alec Pierce's head. I mean, they're probably going to be the highest bidder if I had to guess.
I mean, and is Alec Pierce just looking for the highest bidder? What if he goes to the Chiefs? You know, what if he
He
heads
did say he
to...
wants to know who his quarterback is going to be. So.
Yeah, so, and Drake May would obviously, great deep ball thrower, too.
Oh, yeah. Best in the league, actually. Statistically. And we
Man,
care
the
about
Colts
that.
could really use him again next year.
No, they couldn't.
He said he wants to know who his quarterback's going to be.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're not. There's no chance he's going back.
Yeah.
But it's a shame they had to lose him, though. He was great. I think
Why'd you ask me 2 seconds ago if he's going back?
Maybe they should put his number, retire his number.
He's a great Colt.
4 years is enough.
Colts might, actually.
Not a bet. See, everybody's kind of saying things in these condescending fashions, and I don't know.
I didn't. I just said they do
Albert
have
Breer
a
brought
lot of
some
names
news
around the
that
around the
Kyler was
stadium.
hoping to come to the Colts. That was a good day. That was a good day.
Still a good day.
I think he might
It's
come.
Friday. It's a great day.
It's feel good Friday.
75 degrees outside.
Hell yeah.
It's nice.
USA! 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 World Baseball Classic tonight, Tone. Has the numbers moved? Has anything moved for that game? And what other games are taking place today for the World Baseball Classic that maybe we should think about putting a little money on? Because it feels like the good teams are playing well.
Yes.
And want to show up well early.
Yeah, I believe there's 8 total games today. The line is not moved for USA. They're still minus 9.5. Cuba and Panama are going on right now. Cuba's up 3-0 on Panama. Yes. And the Netherlands and Venezuela are playing as well. Venezuela's up 2-1 on the Netherlands. A couple other ones, Mexico, Great Britain, I don't know, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Nicaragua, Dominican Republic. The Dominican is only minus 4.5.
Ooh,
now,
jump on that.
Nicaragua's a great team, okay? The Dominican, though, we've seen what they've been doing. Minus 4.5.
Where's that game at?
That is, doesn't say. I don't know on the sportsbook.
It's Dusty Baker, right?
At the Dominican.
Yeah, it's got to be.
If that's
At Dominican, it says.
Yeah.
That's in the Dominican?
Yeah.
It might be the
Yes.
POD.
Oh,
but
that's minus 12.
Yeah, hold
Keep
on.
going,
Yeah,
please.
yeah, please
We're
do.
going to try to get ahead of that. We are not saying this is a guarantee. We are just saying we are looking forward to watching this game because all of their bats got lightning.
Yeah.
And it's in Miami. Okay, it's in Miami.
Okay.
All right, okay.
It's in Miami, which, that'll be a mostly Dominican crowd. If I
You
had to take a
think
guess.
so? You just did a quick demo thought? in your
I
brain?
did. I did.
We saw him
You think
thinking
you
about
got
that.
Miami demo figured out?
No, I
Hey,
texted.
listen, I had a couple beers in the elbow room. I had a conversation with a local or two. I think I know what's going on.
No, I
down there.
texted Butsy. I got him on FaceTime here, and he went, "Yep."
Butsy goes a lot.
Yep.
Okay, shut up.
And then, but that game's at 7, and then tonight 8 o'clock is USA and Brazil. That's the nightcap. Good games today. There's a lot of betting opportunities, a lot of home run opportunities. Dominican's a good home run opportunity game as well.
Okay.
Yeah, also throwing in Vlagro Jr. and Juan Soto if you guys want to do that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. All right. All right.
That needs to be done.
Thank you for that information.
Needs
Yeah.
to be done.
Dominican's one of the team we're looking at to potentially battle against.
Exactly.
And Chris Sanchez is their ace pretty much. He's on the mound, so
Their odds bumped up, too, if I saw that graphic earlier. I believe they are now the second favorite behind the USA.
The Dominican Republic, managed by Albert Pujols.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, is heavily favored against Nicaragua with pitchers like Christopher Sanchez leading a roster of MLB stars. That's at 7 o'clock in Lone Depot Park in Miami. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, here we go, boys.
Come on, Dominican.
For now.
We need to see you later.
Yeah.
It's good for baseball. All right, joining us now is a man who's good for football. Now, not everybody in football loves every time he talks about football, because he certainly has opinions, because he's been learning about the game since, 1970 or something like that. He's been in the NFL for 100 years. Now he's the general manager of a college football team, friend of the program, Paisan legend, ladies and gentlemen, general manager of the North Carolina Tar Heel football team, Michael Lombardi.
Wow. Good to be back with you guys. Good to be back. How are you? Missed you guys. Yeah, big days coming up, huh?
Yeah, we got big stuff. This is all let's bullshit narrative season for football, but then now we've gotten an interest and some friends in other sports we're covering. It's been a blast. I'm telling you, World Baseball Classic special, especially coming out of the Olympics. I assume you followed along with the Olympic competition and loved it. I loved how we came together. I think World Baseball Classic is going to do that as well, Lombo. Quick question. Always recruiting, huh, baby? That NC looks good behind you right now with that Tar Heel blue, little quarter zip. You look good right now, Lombo. How's life down there?
Life is good. We're getting ready to go into spring. We've had a really good recruiting class, and we've been really working hard in our offseason program, which is, look, when you win 6 Super Bowls and you have one pick in the top 7 in those 20-some years that he was in New England, a lot of it goes into player development. And player development starts with the offseason program. It starts with our strength and conditioning. It starts with our nutrition. And that's really what we feel excited about going into the year. We've got a lot of good young players. We've added players in the portal. So to bring the team together, which we couldn't do last year because of the dual portals and because of the change in the calendar, this year allows us to be more of a Belichickian type team where we can go out there and focus on fundamentals, techniques, and improve the players.
Okay, so on that note, I thought you guys were going to get your asses ran out of there. I mean, they were trying. It felt like every day you guys were going to be ran the hell out of town. And I'm going to be honest, even as somebody that knows you both and knew how much passion I think you all had to get back into ball and how much you were enjoying it seemingly when you were talking to me, I even started to question, is this going to be something they're going to continue to stick with? Is this going to be something they're going to continue to want to do and deal with on a daily basis? Is this what you want your life to be right now? Just constantly attacked seemingly for everything that you have going on, saying that you're a piece of trash strictly because it's against recruiting now and they're trying to get players that you're potentially trying to get? I thought you guys were going to potentially say, all right, we actually are done with this. But instead it almost empowered you guys. Is that a way to describe it? And I think going in, your plan was we're going to need a few years here to kind of build what we want. I thought you were never going to get to that. Where do you feel after basically everybody was trying to run you guys out of college football?
I think the program got lifted in December, Pat, when we signed our recruiting class. We signed 39 players. 34 came in early. And the beautiful thing about why it lifted our program was all during those stormy times, all during when the boat was getting capsized, when people were attacking us with fake rumors and fake stories all over. Nobody's corrected them yet, but that's okay. We understand. Our players hung together. We did not lose one single recruit to another team. Now, they tried, but we didn't lose one single recruit. A lot of that, to me, was the dedication of our recruiting class. And that's what I think gives all of everybody in this program the lift that we need, because those players have bought into our messaging and they stood firm in a time of trouble. Look, let's face it. If you're not worth a darn, they're not going to attack you. Some programs are not worth attacking. They're going to attack us. We expect it. It's all good. We've been in the arena before. We don't listen to the noise. We focus on what we have to focus on, and we move forward. It's when you get older, you get more ability to deflect that and move on. And I think Coach and I and this team has, and I think I owe a lot of that to these 39 freshmen who've come in, who really decided that they're going to build North Carolina into something special.
I love that for you. Congratulations. It got loud out there. Boy, it got loud out there. That might have been the loudest.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, it was. But I think, look, we probably have to understand that we were going to get attacked. I didn't think it was going to be on an everyday basis, but it is what it is. And
Felt like
we
it was
have
a
to
little bit
prove them
overkill,
wrong,
but
and
yeah.
that's the motivation.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I'm thankful and pumped for you guys that you're going to stick with it and you're still in it and still loving it. Every time we talk to you, it feels like this morning we talked to you, you're watching film, trying to figure out who the next guy is. I love that it's captivated you again. Can we ask you about some other things happening around football?
Love it, yeah.
Okay, college
I
football.
still follow the NFL, Pat. I haven't given up on it yet. I've got a son coaching the quarterbacks at the 49ers, so I'm fully vested in his future and seeing what's going on around the league. So I haven't like just disappeared from the face of the earth.
Okay, good. The boys will have some NFL questions then for you as well. I'm happy that you're still paying attention to that because it's probably good for your place of business as well to know what's going on up there. And your boy coaching San Francisco 49ers quarterbacks, Mac Jones, whatever he was teaching them, he's got it. Did you see the ice shot glass takes a shot and then throws that thing off a gong, perfect strike, and then dances while George Kittle rehabbing an Achilles in the background? What a strike by Mac Jones.
Dark.
A little dancing in there. I mean, he's living. Good for the boy, putting an incredible culture together over there in that quarterback room. Okay, let's talk college football. Last question for me, then we will move to the NFL. Today at the White House, 4 o'clock. There is a college football committee or college sports committee coming together. It's a lot of people seemingly going there to kind of try to figure out what college sports and college football looks like going forward. Everybody from Cody Campbell, obviously former offensive lineman for the Indianapolis Colts now with Texas Tech. He is there. He is a very invested human being in this because I feel like he love of sport while also having a great business mind. And with what he's doing down there in West Texas, I feel like he thinks he has a model that we can maybe run elsewhere. He just wants to be heard, I think. There's a lot of people that don't want to listen to him because they think he's just in it for himself, which is why I think having all these different types of people, whether Saban's in there, I think Urban's in there, there's a couple media people in there, I think there's a couple commissioners in there, there's some professional team executives in there. I think they're just trying to lay out what they think we need from this. I don't know if there's any decisions being made, but I like that we're trying to think about it and trying to figure it out. I think President Trump and the government are the only people that can figure it out because from my understanding, the NCAA is always scared to get sued, so they're waiting on the government to put some policies in place so that they can enforce them. So I think the government is the one and are the ones that are going to have to figure this out inevitably. They're the ones that are going to have to do and empower whoever to make these guardrails that everybody seemingly wants to keep college football and college sports as a whole up and to the right because the product is beautiful, the atmosphere is electrifying, the pageantry is something that nobody else has, and college sports fans are our best fans. Now, you are in it and have been in it for a year. From your perspective, what do you think needs to happen? Have you even thought about what a good answer would be? And how productive do you think any of these conversations potentially become to save what we all love in college?
Well, I think it's a two-pronged question. The first is the NCAA has to stop some of these ridiculous rules that they have that were put in place before basically players were compensated for their play. Because of that, we're going to spend money on high school players, transfer players. The rules that were put in place before were to try to even out the balance of power to keep teams from over-recruiting. I think those old rules in the NCAA are outdated. They need to be contemporary. For example, Pat, I can't go to a high school to see a kid, but I could FaceTime a kid. So if I go to a high school and talk to the coach and the kid's 5 rooms down and we could FaceTime together, does that really make sense? Like there needs to be modernization of the rules through the NCAA. That would be one section. Now let's get to the meat of the bone, right? The problem really is financial. And until we have a collective bargaining agreement where the players in college all form together like the NFL players formed, and they agree on a deal. They agree on what is best for collective bargaining. Until we have that, we will spend most of our times in courts of law, predicated on the state that you're in, predicated on what judge is going to rule. And I think we need to have that so we have some guidelines and guardrails to operate a business out of, because essentially when you're bringing players in and you're paying, you're running a business. For example, when in the NFL, I do a contract for a player. We agree. The agent and I agree. The player agrees to the contract. I fax it over. It gets signed, email it over, DocuSign. In college, I have a North Carolina contract that has to go to the agent. The agent's going to redline that deal, send it back. That takes 3 days. You know what happens during those 3 days? the player has an opportunity to take my deal and go somewhere else and shop it around. And so it becomes very challenging as you move forward in this. So I think we need a collective bargaining agreement. We definitely need to clean up some of the rules that have been in place for over 50 years that aren't applicable, but we need a collective bargaining agreement. And I truly believe the people meeting in Washington have that in the best interest. I think Cody Campbell wants to see the sport to behave in a manner to where everybody has equal footing.
Yeah, and he's certainly benefiting from the rules. You know, there's been a lot of people in the past, I think President Trump has even said it publicly, like, the tax system's broken here. How do you know? Because, like, everybody I know has been getting around it. Everybody's like, this asshole's been doing it. He's like, but at least, you know, we're pointing. Cody Campbell has all the money in the world, and he's been supplying Texas Tech. And it's like, no matter what happens with these rules, if nothing changes, Texas Tech is going to do good. He legitimately seems like he's like, I would like to just like maybe, because we're losing sports. He's talking about losing women's sports. We're losing Olympic sports. He was like, we're losing athletes because the finances of this are going to run out. All the money's going to be going towards one sport or two sports. And if we don't find a way to generate capital in this entire thing and make an actual business out of it, we're going to lose a lot of these other sports. And us as sports people, him as former professional athlete, it's like, we need more sports, not less sports. And I think what he is looking for is somehow to make them sustainable in a model in which we know football is going to make money. We know college basketball is going to be able to make some money in some places. College baseball, I think, makes it like there's some money makers, but he wants to make it a sustainable business. And I'm intrigued to see how they're able to do it. Now, quick last follow up for me on that. How do you guys get the players to have a CBA? Is it because there's enough agents now representing enough people that are above board that we all trust, that we think they'll be able to get this players to agree to something? Because that's a changing every 4 years. That's a new group of kids, right? And like, how do you get everybody to agree to sign into a union? That's a lot. Don't you think that's a lot?
I think you have to get the institutions to sign in, and you have to get Congress to back it up so that somebody can't take it into court like the NFL has been able to do. You enter the NFL, Pat, as a college player. You sign into, whether you're in the NFLPA or not, you follow the rules. You can't challenge the NFL in some court of law because you've entered into a collective bargaining system. And I think that's something that we're going to have to do. Look, it's above my pay grade to figure all that legal stuff out. That's why those guys know what to do. But that's what has to happen. I mean, until we have that, we're never going to be able to control running to the courts for a player to get a 9th year, for a player to get his 12th year. You know, for a player to do this or a player, you know, to get more money, all that. The rules are meaningless if there's no teeth behind them. And until we have teeth, which is a collective bargaining agreement, everybody's going to operate as an independent contractor.
Such a fascinating thing because it's such a maybe this is the combustible moment where we're able to figure out how to do it. But has there ever been a product so good and then the back end so bad? I don't know. Like every business we've encountered has terrible, dumb people at some spots that you don't expect people that are that dumb to be at. And so you think to yourself, well, that's probably a bad business. But then they got other stuff at least in place that makes them a good business. It's like this one, the business side is just, there's nothing. I mean, it's really like whoever you can pitch to give you enough money on a certain day, let alone if they back out of it, let alone if the contract's real or not real. And the NCAA just sits there and says, government's got to tell us what we can do. And then the government says, this feels like an NCAA thing. And it's like, no, they're saying it's a you thing. So hopefully they're able to figure it out because the product of college sports is fantastic. I mean, it is absolutely spectacular. We got to keep it going. You're obviously a part of it. All right, let's pivot to some NFL conversation, shall we? AJ Hawk in studio has a question for you, Paisan.
Yeah, hey, Lombo. We see, DJ Moore, he's going to get traded to the Buffalo Bills, I guess, when it's official on Wednesday next week. What are your thoughts on that whole trade? I guess the Bills giving up a second rounder for DJ. I guess, is there a way to figure out who wins this trade at this point right now? And I guess, what do you think about both these teams?
Well, I think we have to stop. Every trade, everything that happens in the NFL, it's never player for draft pick. It's player salary and draft pick. There's 3 elements that go into it. And we are entering really domino season because all these chips are going to create dominoes that are going to move something over. I thought it was a great trade for Chicago. I think what Chicago is doing, what a lot of teams are trying to do when they have a young quarterback, is try to get that star player. will they be able to acquire Max Crosby? Because they're one of the few teams that can, because they're not paying their quarterback $70 million, $60 million. People say Dallas should go after Max Crosby. Well, the reason they traded Micah Parsons was because they had a quarterback that they're paying all this money to. So I think where Chicago is, and I think Ben Johnson, a North Carolina alum, did an incredible job coaching that team. I think he's one of the bright young coaches in the NFL. I love watching his offense. I do every week because I think he's so talented. And I think he sees DJ Moore as a replaceable part because he's got some really good young players. And to add something to his arsenal, like a second-round pick, even though it's a low 2, it gives him an opportunity to throw those picks into a Max Crosby or someone like him. And I think for Buffalo, look, it's hard to say just draft a receiver because he's young. He's going to come in. They don't get him until May. I think Buffalo, what happened in this offseason is really about we've got to win now. I mean, Brandon Beane made a big move in firing a very good coach in Sean McDermott because of philosophical differences. And I think their window is really now. And so this move is about now. Now, is DJ Moore good enough? We're going to find out in terms of what they paid for him. But I think it was a move that Chicago's making to create another domino.
I like the fact that Chicago is trying to gear up for another big move, especially if it ends up with Max Crosby. Good, better, best. Never let it rest till you're good is better and better is best. Could you imagine Max Crosby and Ben Johnson shirtless in the locker room afterwards?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
That feels like a perfect match made in heaven up there. So if they're doing that, congrats to them and Chicago. And once again, I so quickly have become I trust Ben Johnson guy. So if this is what Ben Johnson wants to do, I trust what he's thinking. But for the Buffalo Bills, and maybe it's because we do know Bean and we've gotten a chance to chat with him, and I actually asked him about DJ Moore whenever we were at the Combine, whenever there was just a bunch of names in one of those slow times. He was like, they know they got to win. You know, like to your point, they know they got to win. So if DJ Moore comes in there and helps them win, however, on the offensive side with Joe Brady, new offensive head coach, and they're able to get the defense to be able to keep Josh Allen on the field. You know, if your defense can get off the field and Josh Allen can get back out there and they go on a run, maybe the best player on earth in everybody's eyes at this stage can win a Super Bowl. But boy, if they don't win a Super Bowl, it is going to be continue to just grow louder and louder and louder for Bean. And he understands that. He's very thankful for that opportunity, but they got to make moves to win now. Go ahead. Speaking of moves to win now, go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Lombo, not so surprising. The Rams, who say fuck those picks, decided to trade another first-round pick for a player in Trent McDuffie, who has been an all-pro, been an incredible player for the Chiefs at the cornerback position. And the Chiefs, on the other side, it's kind of not surprising. They are a team that will let cornerbacks go to the market. They've done it twice, 3 times now. Well, how do you feel about the trade for both sides on the McDuffie trade?
Well, I think, look, the Rams window, they know, is very tight. I mean, Matthew Stafford was sensational last year. He was incredible. And you know, they know they need to win now, and they could have easily been the Super Bowl winning team. We all said when Seattle played Los Angeles, the winner of that game was going to win the Super Bowl no matter who they were going to play. We all kind of felt that way. And I think the Rams, knowing this offseason, their secondary, they re-signed Curl, which was a really good move for them. And now they get McDuffie, who was actually a better slot corner for Kansas City than was an outside corner. But the Rams play so much zone that it's really going to benefit him. And it's also going to benefit them on third down where he can match up on a receiver. So I like the trade for the Rams. Look, the Rams understand. I think you got to give Les Snead a lot of credit. He always talks about not wanting draft picks. But when you break down his defense, what he's done with that defensive line, finding guys in the second and third round, and really help. That front seven for the Rams is legitimate. The problem with the Rams football team last year, and we saw Seattle exploit it, was their secondary. They couldn't cover me, you, or anyone. And so that was the biggest issue. And I think they fixed that with this move and giving up a pick at the bottom of the first round. You get away from the salary, you get away from the 5-year decision, and you get a player you can come in right now and play.
I like it. Any team that is trying to make a move to win, I like it at all times. I want full court press all the time from my team. I want them in the mix. I want them making moves. I want them trying to win. The Chiefs, nobody's talking about it. Now, the sports books still have them in the top 5 or whatever the case is because they have Patrick Mahomes and all that. The Chiefs are gearing up for something. The Chiefs are about to unleash, I think, this year. I think there's a chance that the makeup of their team, the makeup of their players, but every move they make and every tweet that comes from Mahomes where he says, damn, You know, it certainly is an interesting time over there as they're going to be moving over to another state.
That's right.
And then is 1587 Steakhouse even going to be allowed to? We got a plate. I got a plate. I don't even know if I'm allowed to have his plate anymore.
Might have to trade.
He's getting sued by YouTube. Did you see that? Somebody sued him for 1587 title.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, allegedly. I mean, I could have got there. It's tough time.
No, I'm pretty sure.
What do you want from me? This is from Fitz and Witt.
That's right.
They had a nice bone-in diner, 1587 Prime Steakhouse.
That's just so good.
Oh, it's in Kansas City, Missouri. Then you go ahead and have this steak in a couple years, and you get in your car, you drive to Kansas. That's where the Chiefs' home is.
That's right.
Here, the Bears are coming to Indiana, Lumbo?
Yeah, I heard that. I mean, we'll see if it happens. I mean, you know, those are always. I mean, this is so much negotiations that go on. You know, look, the Bears played one time. You know, when they played at Wrigley Field, the field was so short that the players slipped into the dugout. There were times there, so I'm not quite sure that everything's going to lock down. But look,
the governor told me. The governor told me. Governor of Indiana said.
I heard.
He said, "Yeah, they're coming."
I thought, Pat, I pay attention. I just until they start building something, I never believe it.
It's soon.
So I heard it's happening. Whatever
they're ready to break
whenever they're ready. I don't think they're using the Indiana thing as leverage over.
No, why would they do that?
I don't think they're doing it.
Who knows?
That governor is in an interesting spot. I mean,
which one? Them one?
The governor of Illinois. You got the governor of Indiana calling the governor of Illinois a mayor whenever he's kind of burying his power and what he's able to do. And then I'm reading that guy's name in a lot of things. It's crazy time. Are they going to be able to handle a brand new stadium deal, new taxes to suffice what the Bears could potentially have? Just 15 minutes right over here on the other side where you can build up your own. I think it's going to happen.
But that's a great question, though, Pat. As a player, right? I mean, are you paying Indiana taxes and Illinois state taxes here? I mean, we saw that with the Super Bowl being in California, right? I mean, you know what all the players' salaries being garnished from the state that they were in. Sam Darnold owed the state of California $137,000. I think this is kind of like another tax interest that you've got to get into, and that affects you in free agency. Look, the teams that don't have this tax burden, the Tennessee, the Florida, the Texas, those teams benefit in free agency because of the tax burden and the tax liability that players have to pay.
I don't know what it is in Tennessee and why they're able and how they're able to have no state income tax, but like Florida, obviously there's things that supplement the state income tax so they don't have to have it for their excuse.
Yeah, they're property.
You know, there's California says we need all of it, and then the other states that don't have it. Tennessee, I wonder what it is. Just Tennessee not having it, it's awesome. Arizona doesn't have it, awesome.
Yeah.
Texas.
Probably all the places. I figured it out. All the places that people like going to in tourism, they don't need to charge people for living there.
Spend your money there. Yeah, outsiders will spend the money here. We don't have to take it. Indiana, though, low. We have low state income tax. So although it's no state income tax, it is lower state income tax. So that'll certainly be a good sell for the Bears. Not that Ben Johnson needs it, but yeah, it sounds like everything's up and up if you come over to Indiana, which is basically what the governor was saying. Now, I don't know if you heard this. I'm trying to get the governor to pass weed as well. I don't know. See, he wanted to, there was conversation here, a little quid pro quo. Yep. It's like, hey, feels like good time to talk about sports in Indiana. The Combine's here for the 39th straight year and also getting the Bears. Would love to talk about that. Okay, cool. Come on. Unprompted. I got some ideas too. Isn't this how politics work? I need weed. Need weed to be passed around here. Okay. It's every state, Governor. Mr. Governor, we are fully surrounded by weed. Okay. All of our money is going out here. So if we're worried about money and we're selling things, let's go ahead and do it here. Well, there's actually two people you should probably be talking to.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see the benefits. I've certainly understood them, but there's two people you need to be talking to. They're the ones that are really against it or whatever. It's like, sweet, can I get those names? Yeah. So, boys, we need to send Happy George.
Yeah, there you
Good
go.
idea.
Lombo. Something you should do for Bill today, maybe.
To recruits.
To recruits is send him Happy George. Okay, we got this guy sent to our office this morning alongside of his wife.
Go.
His name's Happy George. He plays a guitar. He's a singing telegram guy. He brought a message to the Thunderdome. We set up a little audience for him. We wanted to make him uncomfortable. Little do we know, there's no chance of that ever happening.
No.
Happy George got more moxie than anybody, and some kid sent a resume in with a singing telegram, and we'd like to let him know, congrats, you cracked the code. This guy was so absurd outside, we felt obligated to let him in and do his thing. Turns out he had a thong on, and he's got pipes.
Yep.
And he's got an ability. He's got an ability to sing. I mean, yeah, we're having a good time. Maybe send one of these to Bill.
It's not a bad idea.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Just as a thank you. Say thank you, Bill, for letting me be here.
Coach would love that.
Love you.
Happy George and Mrs. George. I'll tell you what, great vibes. Really good vibes.
Whip his ass.
This guy walks up to the front door, side door first, then the front door, 2 balloons, wearing his shit, cheeks out,
Yep.
you know, the whole thing. And Bruce
He's
goes
not
up.
an idiot, Pat. I mean, you get good marketing, get on your show. Like, look at this. I mean, he can't buy this airtime. This guy, now he's going to get gigs.
No,
I mean,
people are paying him.
Oh, he's
for
got
that.
gigs.
Yeah, he's got gigs.
He's got gigs for days.
Happy George.
International.
Yeah, bingo.
Yeah.
Happy George is booked. Okay, so
AJ booked him for a week just to kind of hang out at his house.
same clothes.
Yeah.
Guy's got spurs on the back of his cowboy boots.
He does.
Ass kicking.
And,
I don't know what they're for, but that's
Show's
good.
good side.
Yeah, just anyway. Hey, Happy George. Well, here it comes, buddy.
there
There
it
it is.
is.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Happy
there it
George.
is.
Thanks for coming through today, Happy
You
George.
happy, George?
Send one of those to Bill. It'll really go over pretty well. That'll go pretty well. Okay, more questions about NFL, Lombo. We appreciate you. Go ahead, Con, man.
Yeah, Lombo, maybe send one to Florio. I think he might love it too. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, he definitely would. Yeah,
It's
He would
been too long.
absolutely love that.
It's been too long, Lombo. Truly an honor to speak to you again. Foxy, great idea to bring in Lombo. He's the best. But with the Minnesota situation, Lombo, I want to kind of get your thoughts around it. Obviously, they're looking to add a veteran quarterback, even though J.J. McCarthy's only going into year 3, and he really only had last year as experience. How would you kind of handle that situation in Minnesota with J.J. McCarthy? Because kind of needs reps, but kind of needs time to learn more as an NFL quarterback. And then what do you think KOC's kind of going through right now, just because he's the only guy? They don't have a GM throughout these, next few weeks, which are pivotal, and then the draft in April.
Well, I think Rob Brzezinski's outstanding. I think Rob, who took over in the interim role, should get the head job. I think Rob does a really good job. He's a great listener. He understands. He utilizes assets. I think they'll get back to doing more hands-on tape as opposed to looking at some of the analytical or the PFF stuff that kind of can be misinterpreted or actually dead wrong. So I think Rob will do a really good job. I think that the real fundamental question is, does Kevin believe in J.J. McCarthy? And I think that answer is probably no. I would say not probably. I would say it is no. And so they're going to go for another quarterback. Now, where do they go? Do they go to the Malik Willis market? Do they think they can take him and bring him in and pay him between $20 and $25 million? They're trying to get rid of cap room right now, so they're obviously up to something. Do they go for the Kyler Murray rehab program or the Tua rehab program? Daniel Jones will sign a deal. One of the things about quarterbacks, he'll sign a deal in Indianapolis. He has to. I mean, he's comfortable there. Shane knows him. He's comfortable with the offense. So you really almost, Daniel Jones, you could take him off the board unless somebody just really blows him out of the water. And I think Ballard would have to match that even if he did. So I think that's where they are. I think Minnesota, especially in this draft where, you've got the one quarterback going to go first pick in the draft, and then who else is going to go and where they're going to go. I don't think Kevin has the patience or the will to want to draft somebody and then try to develop them like they did JJ. He rehabbed Sam Darnold perfectly. He put a lot of time, effort into him, and then lost him to Seattle. I think this is where the program he's going to be on. And Kevin's such a good offensive coordinator, and he's such a good quarterback coach that whoever they pick, I think, is going to be the quarterback for their immediate future and then some. I think the J.J. McCarthy era is going to be on the back burner, if not over.
Yeah, it almost felt like the Kwesi firing. The GM gets fired. Yeah. Kevin O'Connell gets kept around. And then all the rumors were like, Kevin O'Connell wanted another year for JJ to develop, didn't want him to play. Feels like Kwesi was pushing for, hey, he's our guy, allegedly. And it seems like that's maybe what is being kind of portrayed publicly now with the decisions that they made. So with that conversation that we have heard had happened in the past, it's like, Kevin O'Connell's definitely getting a guy that can spin the ball. I need somebody that can spin it. Kyler can spin it right. Are we worried about off the field? Him being able to not match what Kevin O'Connell needs? Or do we think maybe Arizona was a potentially part of the problem of creating everything we heard about Kyler off the field? How do you feel about that change? How do you feel about maybe Gino? Go ahead.
I talked a lot. The guys can tell you, I talked a lot about this Kyler Murray contract when I had my podcast. And I thought it was ridiculous for him coming off the injury for the Cardinals to pick up all that guarantee to the contract. I really felt like they had seen him. I didn't think he connected to his teammates. Now we're hearing some stories about leadership and work ethic and all those things. I mean, it hasn't really gone smoothly there, and they've gone through another coach as they started another administration with Mike LaFleur out there. I think, to me, if somebody takes Kyler, it's going to be somebody who really knows the kid and can connect to the kid, because it's still difficult to play with an undersized quarterback. And it was the same thing I said about Tua when he was going to get that big contract. You know, it's like, look at the people around Tua and look at where he did when he threw the football. Now, that doesn't mean he can't go in the Kevin O'Connell system and utilize him. Perhaps that would be the alternative. But then you also have the health issues that come with it. Now, he's been healthy for the last 2 years. So I think the Murray one's really interesting. I mean, think about it. Malik Willis is going to.
You were so wrong. I mean, you were so wrong.
I got it. I knew you were coming. I knew you were ready to jump on me too. But see, I practiced it. I was in the bathroom practicing Malik Willis all the way, and so I think with that, he's going to be the first domino that falls, and then everything else is going to. But then what happens after he falls? You know, there's the Jets. Do they go? Are they in on Willis? I mean, because that's obviously they're not going to get the quarterback in the draft. Mendoza's going to be gone. So how do they get their team with the ability to go with Frank Reich leading the charge at the Jets? I think that's an interesting question. Murray, it's got to be about.
You know the answer in New York. If Frank Reich is running it, you know
they got their guy.
It's in the right direction.
You know who that is. Do you?
I would guess it's Carson Wentz. I don't know.
The GOAT.
God, couldn't be more right. Carson headed over to the Jets potentially. Obviously, all these things are able to be said right now.
If you're the GM of the Jets, and you got to believe in Frank and what he's doing, and I certainly get that. But at some point, you have to have a sense of doubt that Carson can stay healthy and can he play to the same level? You know. I think that would be a concern on my part. You're going to have to protect yourself, and perhaps they'll sign another quarterback to go along with
Did you see him in the international game? I just want to, you know, Carson's got it still in there. And on that note, definitely knows how Frank operates. Frank knows how he operates. This quarterback class of who's ready, who's not ready. Carson being a Jet this year would be awesome. And once again, Carson, it was an honor to experience the Carson Wentz experience. Whenever you're here in Indianapolis, the highs are real high. The lows are incredibly scary. So it's just it's a fascinating existence, that CWE.
Sam Darnold goes to Minnesota, wins a Super Bowl. Dan Jones goes to Minnesota, comes to Indianapolis, leads them to an 8-1 record. Carson Wentz goes from Minnesota to the New York Jets. I'm not so sure they win 12 games.
Yeah, there's a chance, I guess. Everything they're doing over there makes a lot of sense.
I'll take your action on that, Connor. I'll take your action.
Can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Okay, speaking of action, there's seemingly a lot of chatter about some action, but not really a lot of actual action in Philly. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Lombo, we've heard about A.J. Brown potentially getting traded for the better part of the last 2 years, it seems like. And now, you know, every day Connor's coming in and saying, hey, you know, let's go. He's getting traded to the Patriots. And then we had Schefter on, who basically said, like, hey, they're not shopping him. If someone blows him away with an offer, they will listen. But that hasn't happened yet. What do you think is ultimately going to happen with A.J. Brown?
Well, in Schefter, I trust, so I believe that they're not shopping him. But I think, too, the fact that, you know, when you look at A.J. Brown and you look at what he does for the Eagles, and especially as they transition into this more of a Kyle Shanahan, harder play action, which I think really fits Jalen Hurts more. You know, when they go into that style of offense, I think A.J. Brown's a huge component. It's one thing to trade the player. It's another thing to figure out what are you getting back in return. And I think that's where Howie Roseman has made a really good career of getting great value on return. The one thing we do know is New England is going to be very aggressive in the marketplace. I mean, they're going to go out there and try to look. They've got it. The reason they're going to be aggressive is all the teams that are going to be aggressive are the teams that aren't paying a quarterback $60 million. Now they're going to have to pay Drake May down the road, so they have to be fiduciary in terms of that. But they also have to understand this is their moment to add more talent to their team. So the Tennessees and the New England Patriots, those teams without a high-priced quarterback are going to be the ones that are going to be active in free agency. To me, I think New England's going to try to be as active in the offensive line as they can and everywhere else because this is the moment to do it.
Yeah, and there's already been one center signed to a $30 million contract to the Chargers this morning. Lindenbaum's still available. There's a chance that people are going to be making a move, a big one for him. I think Tennessee Titans have $100 million in cap space. So
yeah.
Whenever you talk about the ability to make some plays quickly.
105, actually.
Yeah, Borgonzi, letting us know it was a different number. As we have been chatting, some breaking news has taken place for the Detroit Lions. Left tackle Taylor Decker, the team's longest tenured player, has been released by the Detroit Lions. Taylor Decker put out a quote here. This is fascinating, Foxy. I'm excited for you to read this.
Yeah.
Things change. 145 games, started 3 playoff appearances, 2 division titles, a decade carrying the shield. I fully intended to do it once again, but my time as a Lion is coming to an end. In the week since notifying the team of my return, there have been numerous discussions, many of which were a surprise to me. We cannot find common ground. Therefore, I decided to request my release. I am opting for a clean and amicable close to what has been such a beautiful 10 years going to war as a Lion. It has been the absolute privilege of my life to be your left tackle for the past 10 years, and I am forever grateful for the opportunity the Ford family and the Lions organization afforded me. Taylor Decker with a cool signature at the bottom of that.
Okay.
Foxy, he didn't want to leave. It's a Pete Carroll situation. So that's what I'm hearing right there. Now, at the end, he certainly had to put aside his anger and say, it was an honor, Detroit. I do appreciate this. How about him saying it was a surprise to me?
Yeah.
I said, hey, we'll be able to work this deal out pretty. What does that mean? That means they offered him an amount of money that he was. Can you please bat that thing? You're upset about this. Yeah. This guy's banging the mic over here because of
Decker
it.
guy.
I didn't know you were going to get that emotional.
You got a blindside. Domino move here. There's another move here. This is how we have to think in free agency. This isn't just a singular move. There has to be something that's attached to this. Now they know they can move Sewell to left tackle, but they had a price point on Decker that they didn't want to go over. Now Decker's smart. He knows if he makes it to the open market, it's just watch out. No, left tackles rarely make it to the open market. Trent Williams is redoing his deal. So you understand that. Does this, the first thing is you're reading that, I'm thinking is Detroit trying to get into the Max Crosby sweepstakes, which we've heard they were. He went to Eastern Michigan. He's from the area. Certainly he would be a huge impact playing alongside of Aiden Hutchinson. Are they in that ballpark now? They've got Goff under a huge contract, but I think what they could be saying, and I don't know this, is if we move Sewell over to left tackle, we'll get a right tackle for a lot cheaper, and we could take that money and put it into a good player like Crosby. So I think this is more of a domino thing, and I think if you are Decker, you understand your value is so great that why should you take a reduced deal? It's one thing to take $3 million less. It's another thing to take $10 million less.
Yeah, so the Spotrac report on the money issue that you're talking about, $9.4 million of dead cap, $11.6 million of space kind of cleared out there. 32-year-old has 2 years, $39 million remaining on this contract. Foxy, quick wrap up here about the pillar of Detroit on the left side.
Yeah, no, this bums me out because Decker and Ragnow were really the only 2 guys that were part of the same old Lions and got to experience the brand new Lions. And when he announced he was coming back, I'm like, okay, he's only coming back to play for Detroit. And as a fan, you only want to see him play for the Lions. Now that he's not, this is weird, but I'm sure it has some cap space thing going on here. But yeah, ultimately bummed out that Decker won't be a Lion through and through.
If Max Crosby ends up a Detroit Lion.
Yeah, now we're talking though. That'd be sick.
I didn't even think of that, Lumbo, until you're like, this is something. They're opening up what?
They got rid of David Montgomery. When you start shedding contracts, you're doing something, especially when you're as close as the Lions are to being into the Super Bowl. So when you start shedding contracts, understandable, they're older players, but they're still a very good player. I mean, Montgomery's still a very good player. It isn't like, he can't play anymore, we got to get rid of him. So when you start doing that, there's another move that you're going to make. And it could be, we're going to sign this guy for less or whatever. But I think to me, if I were Green Bay, if I were Chicago and I were Minnesota, I'm like, what are the Lions up to? They're not doing this just because they can get Decker done. They've got cash in that building. So there's something else that's up their sleeve.
Oh, it's it. Is it up to something season up there?
It might be, but also we're going to pay Gibbs, highest paid running back in the league. Jack Campbell, probably highest paid linebacker in the league. Sam Laporta, he might reset the tight end market. And then Brian Branch, if he comes back off that Achilles. They got a lot of guys to pay too, Lombo.
Oh, no, maybe no Max
right.
Crosby then.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, and I think Evan makes
Maybe this is more of a Remax where you're selling the house because you guys got to pay for stuff. Oh, wow.
Call HBO.
Sorry, Lombo. Yeah, need a mortgage up there. Sorry.
But you could sign those guys. I mean, look, I think all those guys are really good players, and obviously Gibbs they're going to have to sign. But remember, when you sign those guys, the beginning of their deals are the cheapest cap deals. It's going to cost more cash. So when you have to re-sign players the first 2 years of the deal because of the structure of the signing bonus, pick up enough cap
you
room as
fucking
cap
idiot.
room.
Why don't you stop saying stupid things in the back?
This is why I said we got to get Michael Lombardi
Yes.
on. I actually said I need Lombo to lose 20 games in a row at UNC because I want him on the show again. That was selfish. I apologize for that, Lombo.
Yeah, and he does not actually wish that upon you, Tar Heels.
No.
I would like that to be the one.
No, don't do that. But I think that's where you have to kind of constantly. That's where on Monday you got to ask the question: what is going to be the cause of this move? What is the effect of this move, and how does it? And it may not happen instantaneously, but it will happen down the road, right? And so when Willis signs with a team, what team he signs with, what does that free up? How does that make a move? If somebody offers something for A.J. Brown that Howie can't turn down, he's got to figure out how he replaces them. That's a domino that goes into effect. So I think it's all about, it's almost like you're playing pool, Pat. You know you're going to make this shot, but where do I put the cue ball to make the next shot?
Let me go ahead and back this son bitch up a little bit just so I can get a little better at the side.
That's right. Draw it back. Yep.
You know nothing about the Black Widow and she was out there. You don't know anything about it.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Show me how you approach
Well, every
the
once in a
ball.
while, whenever you get in there, you gotta let that thing smooth it out there. And I'll take that thing and I'll.
Yep.
You know what that is?
No.
I'm chalking the cue, pal.
Come on.
With
your foot?
Yeah, I'm spinning that song, baby.
You fool.
Right here, pal. You ever seen one of these?
Not with your foot.
Oh, that's because you ain't been in a billiards hall.
Pittsburgh or
You are
Indianapolis thing.
exposing yourself as a man that's never been down there with the billiards. Holiday Lane's had a lot of pool up
Yeah,
there.
they did.
Yeah. A lot of
Actually,
nine ball.
the Black Widow loved to play at Holiday Lanes.
Yeah, I think she actually came through there. People would
Yeah.
put their cigarettes out as she walked by and say, lady, thank you for coming through. I mean, that's what they actually did there. 9 ball, 8 ball, you name it. I'll play. What's that shit they do over in England?
Snooker.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get in that. You know who's actually surprisingly a good pool player?
Who's that?
My mom.
Oh,
Okay.
Why is that surprising?
Sally, because I just don't think my mom really hung out at places that really had that. But turns out her dad used to take her to places that had it. And whenever she was a teenager, I guess she kind of
Ted Lasso situation. with
Dog.
Clark's.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, she'll just show up and we'll be playing pool. And then all of a sudden she grabs a stick and it's like, Sal, what are you doing with that? And she's like, don't worry about it.
Run the table.
Boom. I'm like, whoa. Sally McAfee hanging out at boozing places. I didn't know that. Yeah, but that's what you got to do. Okay, I just need a little bit more respect. Last question for you here, Lombo.
Yes, sir.
Before we let you get back to your day job, go ahead, AJ.
Lombo, we had obviously 10 coaches get fired last year in the NFL. Anyone that really piqued your interest that you thought was a great hire? Robert Saleh's in Tennessee. We got Mike LaFleur out in Arizona. We mentioned them. We have a list here of everybody. But anyone here pop out at you thought, hey, this team did it right?
Well, I look, obviously the Giants they needed somebody to come in and be a proven winner, and John's done that in Baltimore. And so that gives them, the Giants brought instant credibility with their hire, and they needed that going through the last regime that they've gone through, going back to Ben McAdoo all the way up until Brian Daboll. So they needed to buy credibility, and they certainly did that. I think the second time a guy's a head coach, I think is always going to be a better situation for him. I think Robert Saleh announcing he's going to call the defense. I think he understood the mistakes that occurred in New York. I think he certainly could fix that. Same with Kevin Stefanski. I think he'll get that. There's a learning curve being a head coach. But, Mike McCarthy's the most fascinating of them all. You put Mike McCarthy's resume next to John Harbaugh, and it is exactly the same. John gets incredible PR. Mike doesn't, and it's really
what's that about? Hey, for real, Lombo, why is that? How does that work? Why do you think Harbaugh gets that?
Look, as we have people that are seldom uncertain, rarely right, that report on the NFL, and they've decided that they are going to, Mike's not a good coach and he didn't do this. And then we got the guy in the basement in Des Moines who's calling about his play call on 3rd and 4, even though he's never played a play in his life or called a play. I mean, we do it all the time. Pat started this conversation up with us getting attacked. Most of the people attacking us never even built a football program before. So I think Mike pays a part of that, and it's kind of unfair. All this Belichick talk about not getting in the Hall of Fame. I wrote about this in Football Done Right. I said that there needs to be a standard criteria for a head coach to enter the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And I set the criteria in the book. And Pete Carroll, Mike McCarthy, John Harbaugh, they meet the criteria. Now, whether they get in or not, that's another thing. But to get into the selection process, you've got to meet the criteria. And for Mike to have to take as much crap as he does media-wise from people, as opposed to John, who doesn't. And I like both coaches, but if you did a blind taste test on their resumes, it's the same. and we could say, well, he had Aaron Rodgers. Time out. We had Lamar Jackson. He won. It's like
Joe
Flacco.
And Joe Flacco. Yeah, please. A little respect.
Well, and he won one Super Bowl, and Mike won one. And Mike did a great job in Dallas. Dallas felt they needed to make a move. So I like it. I think Omar Khan got himself a proven coach to go in there because, look, let's face it. If he brings Rodgers back, he's got Mike with him, but he needs to lay a foundation to develop, whether it's Will Howard or someone else at quarterback.
All right. Maybe we'll see you at the Hall of Fame next year. Maybe.
Look, winning 6 Super Bowls is just not enough to get you in there. And then we couldn't even find out who voted for who. And you don't want to get me started on this subject at all because this is the most ridiculous thing of all time. Remember in the scene in The Godfather where this committee owes this man an apology? Well, that's really what they do. Whoever voted for that thing owes Coach Belichick an apology because this is the most ridiculous thing we could have ever heard in our life. That you win 6 Super Bowls and you're not going to go in? Give me a break.
Give me a break.
Amen.
Hey, you know what we took a break from? You not in our life. It was way too long.
Well, I miss you guys, but I don't want to get fired. I want to win here. So I love you.
Good luck. Hey, big one this weekend, right? UNC Duke.
That's right.
Let's go. Let's make sure we're putting out good energy for this.
You got a baseball game too, Pat. And don't forget our women's basketball team is outstanding.
WVU women's basketball team about to do it. And remember, it's March. So we got a monster in Iowa State and Audie Crooks cooking as well. Good luck to all of them. We appreciate the hell out of you, Paisan.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lombardi. Thank you.
Lambo.
While we were talking, the Packers will be releasing Pro Bowl D end Rashan Gary. Get him out of time.
Yeah, kind of expected, cap space move. And he was one of those guys who, when Micah got hurt, it was like, hey, we really need you to go here. Really need you to go. He's a very high draft pick, and he kind of just never went.
Rashan says, when I got the call in 2019, it was one of the greatest moments of my life, and it always will be. The opportunity to represent Green Bay and Packers Nation across the country and around the world is something I will never forget. Like all chapters in life, this one has come to an end. I want to thank everyone who supported me and my family throughout the years. The love, the energy, and the memories mean more than words can explain. Then bigger, bolder letters. On to my next stop. Nowhere near done yet. All 6'5", 275. Can't wait. Rashan, Bane, Gary. We got another Bane, huh? We got some Banes coming through here. Congrats to him. I like to hear that. Oh, yeah, 6'5", 275, still doing it if you're wondering right here at the end of my sign-off. It was a cool chapter. Shout out to Green Bay. Loved all the cheeseheads. On that note, who wants to win Super Bowl? Sean Bane, Gary.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Colts.
Could be.
Maybe it's your team.
He'll fetch.
He will. He's
top dollar. Yeah.
Dude can play. I wonder who's making these guys these graphics.
Yeah,
they look pretty
cool.
nice, don't they? Deckers.
I would like to say I need the words to be a little bit more visible.
Yeah.
Okay? That's rule number 1. Message needs to be read. Then we add sauce around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, those are really cool letters, but everybody's doing one of these.
Yeah.
I want to see those things.
Chicken scratch.
But congrats to you on hitting the free agency. Taylor Decker's on the move. Free agency frenzy's on Monday. We'll be live with everybody that needs to be here. Holy hell. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. This could be the greatest weekend of all time. We'll see you Monday. Goodbye. I think I hit it.
Yeah.
You got it.
There was also another massive release during the break. Bills corner Taron Johnson, who Rodgers just talked about as being one of their best players.
Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of people tweet us about how just one day after Aaron Rodgers said this guy's one of the best players in football, Taron Johnson has been released from the Buffalo Bills corner. They got a new defensive scheme up there, so obviously they're trying to figure it out. A corner is now in the market that obviously people in ball have high regards for. This free agency frenzy is about to be bananas.
Yes, it
This is about to be a good time. I'm very excited for what's about to cook on Monday. Right now, Schefter, Rappaport, and all the other insiders are just burning through their phones trying to predict what's going to happen on Monday at noon. And if this falls through, what does that mean for this? What does that mean for this? Are you interested in this? Am I going to see you maybe making a play? I'm going to be at McAfee's place at the Thunderdome. I'm going to have a lot going on. Are you guys doing this or are you guys not doing this? If you don't do this, what else are you going to do? And then when that money's taken, how are you going to be able to fill this roster? That's what Schefter's doing right now.
That's right.
And we'll certainly utilize his little chaotic brain to the max ability that we can. As Schrager and Orlovsky will also make their ways out here, and we'll enjoy the hell out of a free agency frenzy that's going to really catapult us into draft season and into the next NFL season. Free agency frenzy Monday is a huge day for the league here.
Yeah.
Huge day for fans. Huge day for the inevitable Lombardi winners.
Well, and it feels like there's a bunch of players now.
Yeah.
Like not to mention the guys that got released today, but we were even just looking over the wide receiver market. Feels like in years past, you're hard pressed to find a really good receiver, and then there's random names popping up throughout that whole entire, like Juwan Jennings. We realized Tyreek Hill. We forget Tyreek Hill is a free agent, and he a couple of years ago was the number one player in the entire league. And then
Romeo Doubs.
Yeah, Romeo
Mike
Doubs.
Evans.
Mike Evans. We also talked about, too, how two of the top four spenders last year in free agency were the Patriots and the Seahawks. Like, your team literally can't win the Super Bowl in March, but you can set yourself up to go on a Super Bowl run in March for sure.
Yes.
AJ, any final thoughts on this?
What's wrong? What just happened?
We're reading a story about what happened at 11, and it feels like there was maybe a.
I didn't see it.
I don't know. We're not
The
talking
USA
about it.
team?
We
You mean
will,
USA?
We will continue to follow along
We haven't
with
got all the info yet.
the development down at 11. There was a little bit of an unrivaled championship celebration down there that I did not know about, I would like to say.
Unrivaled the basketball league?
Come on. That's not real. I refuse to believe
I know
that's
we can't.
real.
I know. Think about me reading that while you're talking right there.
Well, I get it now.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. That was sent into the group. So what happens here during the program, because we are a live program and a lot of things are happening while we're... All right,
Come on.
I know. You can't read that.
That's not real.
We can't read
That's
that.
not real.
See, this is us maturing.
Why didn't you call?
What's that?
Why?
I know. That's why I laughed at it. It's just, we will continue to keep our ears to the grind and our nose to the grindstone on all developing stories around Club 11 and an arrest that happened last night during an unrivaled championship celebration.
Yeah.
I would like to say, I fucking love that they got after it after.
Yeah.
I love that they got after it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What's
What
so
are you
funny?
laughing
Yeah,
at?
I just happened to read. I didn't know somebody. I didn't know there was an assault. Someone got struck.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
dude.
That is definitely what.
Did it take the beer bottle and bam?
We don't know. We
blast on
don't.
their
We don't
head?
know. We
Don't speculate.
we don't know. We will not speculate.
I'm not
We can all
speculating
day.
at all.
But
You
we will say, I like that they walked in that son bitch like, we are the champions. Yeah, unrivaled. I love that they're fucking celebrating. That's what you work for.
You should.
That's why you win games, is for that moment. You win the championship, you go have fun. Now, we can't just be punching
Can't be
people
going
in the
out
face.
handcuffs, but
Can't be
you
going
know.
to jail.
Yeah.
Been there, though. Hey,
Amen.
learn from this.
Yep.
I like to hear that the Unrivaled League gets after it, though. These are the positives that we are hearing.
Yes.
Negatives, boy, people are going to really attack this entire thing.
Yeah, if it's true.
Yeah. TBD.
Isn't there only like
Stop you getting arrested.
4 people on a team too? So that's,
I think it's 7. Please have some respect. It's 3
If
on
you don't
3.
know the league, watch it. Because it's legit.
What team won, Connor?
It's pretty fast paced.
Hey,
The best one.
And by the way, I think it's 6 actually, with a swing woman,
Oh,
who's-
sure.
And congrats to the Mist, big time win.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
We are the Mist. Is that
Yeah, is that Beast too?
that is, she's the founder of the league, right?
I think so.
This is the league where they get paid.
Do they have
a bunch,
cities
right? A
they
lot more
represent, or
than-
just like?
It's just the Mist.
Okay.
I think they played down there in Miami. Yeah, but Beast who started the league, right? This
Yeah.
was kind of her thing.
Yeah.
And now she's the
Yeah,
champion.
we had her on for it.
Good for her. Congratulations to the Mist getting a chance. Is this second championship?
Second league year, yeah. I don't know if they won last year. I want to, for some reason, I want to say like the Roses won last year, but I could be wrong.
It's a fucking Mist league now, bub. And I'll tell you, when they're celebrating, don't you even fucking think about getting in the way.
Yeah.
I hope there's video.
There is, they said.
Allegedly.
I mean,
Everything at 11 is filmed.
Yeah, the Rose won last year.
God. See, I know the fucking league. That's why I need to dive in and make sure that this isn't real.
Yeah, we need to make sure that this league continues to go. More money in women's sports and in sports is a good thing. Congrats to the Mist. And I can't say this enough. I fucking love that they went to 11 this season.
Yes.
I do. I absolutely love that. Jail can't happen.
Right.
You've been there, right? You've been to 11?
Jail.
Yeah, we know you've been there.
Been there, yeah. Never been to 11.
Yeah, me either.
T.I.'s there tonight.
Tip?
Let them know. Gumpy has been to 11 a few times.
He wears mesh shorts, he says, when he goes. That's what he told me.
Yeah, no underwear.
Hey, find your best pair of sweats. Heading down to 11. That is Gumpy's normal text into the group whenever he's heading down there. He is our boots on the ground correspondent.
Oh, okay, good.
He
is in Miami all the time, now that I think about it.
You know why?
Flopping that thing all over.
Beautiful weather.
After you go watch some obscure soccer game that nobody else has heard of.
I'll have you know, Inter Miami was in the White House yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump said, these guys are these sexiest dudes on earth. Jesus Christ. Soccer players are all like this tall, super jacked.
Tan,
so cool
hair.
looking.
Yeah,
so cool looking. And Gumpy tries to watch every one of their games, and then he's on a one-way trip to a not 10, not 12, right there in the middle. And, that USA hockey celebration up there, every one of the lads over there are basically echoing the sentiment that Gumpy says. Greatest night of my life, Gumpy says every single night.
Wow.
Yeah. And maybe you haven't figured out why, because it's what he's choosing to wear there. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the wardrobe department for Gump since he had he might have an Airbnb down there with an entire closet. Different pair.
Good at Dick's Sporting Goods. Get everything you need for 11.
That's right. Lululemon, too, potentially a good one.
Sure.
That'll get you jacked up.
Fancier.
All right, AJ, what do you got this weekend? Anything? Because I'm going to tell you about the weekend of sports on TV.
I can't wait. I see this list that you're about to talk about. There's some great things going on this week.
What's on the menu if you want to watch some sports now that we're in the offseason? Obviously, Jayson Tatum is returning at what seemingly is impossible time after an Achilles tear to join the Celtics as Cooper Flagg, the main event, returns to New England is for his first time. Celtics favored by 15.5.
Yeah.
In Jayson Tatum's return. This is good news for the Celtics, good news for sports, and good news for the NBA, I think.
Yeah, fantastic, especially at this time, when basketball really does pick up and we all start paying attention. Tatum coming back 298 days since he tore his Achilles.
Team USA takes on Brazil. This is the first official game for Team USA in our redemption run here as Japan won the last World Baseball Classic. We'll take on Brazil as the 9.5-point favorites. We're all team riding on that. We hope that the bats get hot, but that's a lot of runs for baseball against anybody, even if the guy pitching can't throw a strike. Miami continuing their streak. This is an unbelievable run here for this team over there in Ohio. Tell they're talking about bubble talk for this team. What are they, 31-0 or something like that?
Yeah, they're undefeated, obviously, and yes, it is the MAC, but like the MAC's a solid conference. There's a lot of good teams in the MAC, and if you're undefeated in a basketball season, okay, you get to your conference tournament. Even if you don't win your conference tournament, there's 68 fucking teams in there. Okay, there's going to be some 8-8, 8-9 in conference team from the Big Ten or the ACC or something like that gets in and gets blown out in the first round, and they have no reason to be in there. That's why the Miami Redhawks should be in there, my friend.
Yeah, I think so,
too. No matter
what. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Me neither.
There's 100 teams that are in there, and an undefeated team is being talked about not being in.
I was going to say, you don't need to do it that way, though, because devil's advocate would be that one of those 8-9 seeds from the Big Ten, they'd probably beat this Miami team by 25 points.
Wait.
That's all I'm saying.
As soon as the word Big Ten came out of my mouth, I knew
I'm not saying they shouldn't be in the tournament because they absolutely should, but let's not use that as the example.
Okay, there'll certainly be others that we can throw under the bus.
I meant like Indiana.
I'll allow it.
Fuck you.
What are you talking about?
The basketball team.
Yeah, DeVries Bowl is getting hot right now.
They're on the bubble. They are a bubble team. They're going to need to perform well in the Big Ten tournament.
They will.
They won't. The Big Ten's loaded, brother.
Thank you,
the Hoosiers ain't got it this year. They're getting better, but they're not.
That's who
there
I was
yet.
thinking about when I said that.
The Hoosiers. If Hoosiers played Miami, who would win?
Where's that? Neutral site?
Yep.
Redhawks.
That's a coin flip.
I think if it's a neutral site, I think
Coin
you see Indiana's probably a 2.5-point favorite.
If it's an assembly?
Indiana might be a Oh, I was going to say 6.5 to 8.
That is the storyline. I haven't followed college basketball enough. I know if you go on the court and win 30-plus straight times, you're probably a pretty good team, no matter who you're playing against.
Without a doubt.
And then Michaela Shiffren, obviously over in Italy, will continue her World Cup slalom competition. 4:45 a.m. on Peacock, AJ.
I'll be there.
I know that'll be replaying. We need her to win.
Yes.
I don't know how feasible this is. This feels like a post-Olympics men's hockey run here, where the boys, they had a celly for the ages, and then they were right back in their season. Michaela, remember how she talked about what she did for this Olympics? It was like full lock-in, full everything. I want to be at my absolute best. She wins. She has not gone home.
No.
She's still over there. And then now as a race, it's like, if she's mentally tough enough to be able to go put out another one, it's like, we're talking about a unique individual, just human as a whole. But she's the GOAT.
Yeah.
There's a chance she does it again. And we'll definitely watch. I don't know if I'll be up at 4:45 a.m. On Saturday, but I will certainly watch that back to see her runs and certainly follow along. She was great on the program.
Yeah, no doubt about it. She's one of the best. All these Olympians, she was one of the best ones that we've had, especially on the program. 4:45 a.m. Peacock time.
It's not bad.
Almost wonder if being on the West Coast is better. You catch this thing at 1:45.
Late night.
Yeah, you're
Hey,
still
before you
up.
go to bed, let's watch Michaela fucking shred these slopes out here in Italy.
Bingo. Or if you wake up early, because there's a chance, start time's 4:45. She's the GOAT. She's probably going last. You might catch it
5:30.
at 5:30, 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
Her first run.
She might be just going on then.
right.
Yeah, so check it in the morning as well.
Yeah, because main event of the evening.
Bingo.
Yeah, okay, so that's a little later. And there's 3 runs normally is how they do it?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Catching it at right when you wake up, then maybe, because then you don't have to watch all these other people who you don't really have an interest in. You can just watch all of her runs and then see how she did.
Nice cup of red, white, and blue.
Oh, how do you do? Oh,
Saturday.
So good is true. Oh, I think she's going to fly down that mountain. She was awesome on the show, AJ.
She was fun. She's from the beginning. What'd she call you, yappers? You call you yappers?
She was talking to you, too, I think.
Yeah,
you
she
just
was.
weren't on with us,
Yeah.
but she was certainly talking about you. You're real yappy.
I know. Believe me. I'm trying to stop.
She actually sent us a message after, like, hey, let AJ know I meant him mostly.
Yeah.
When we're talking
Yeah.
to
Piece of shit.
Yeah. Go blue, bitch.
She said that?
I think so.
That was crazy. She
Throw
said
to
that.
Michigan Jab.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think she said OHNO or something like that.
No.
She did.
Well, either way, I will support her. I'll be up at 4:45 to watch.
Okay, and he would be up in them regardless, but now he has something to watch as opposed to last night's stuff. Flyers taking on the Penguins. This is a huge one for us in this particular office because the Penguins are just so much better than them. At home, 5:30 ESPN+. UNC Duke, gigantic. Great Britain, Team USA. Saturday night, 8 o'clock. We should demolish them as well, right?
Yeah.
Who's pitching? Logan Webb's tonight. Who's Great Britain?
Scoops. We got Scoops for 55, and there's a chance that we're going to mercy rule him anyway. So, we might that might be all we need.
And then UFC, CBS, and Paramount. That's going to do huge numbers, especially with how Holloway and Oliveira fight. I believe
BMF.
Go ahead.
That's the BMF title. So that will be a end of the fight. Hey, let's just stand here in the middle and throw as heavy hands as we can as the time runs out.
And then on Sunday, we got everything. We got golf, we got basketball, we got hockey, we got bowling, you name it.
Sure.
If you want it, you can have it. Sports are the greatest. Go see something. SeatGeek has tickets to every. I don't know about everything. I don't know if you can go watch Michaela.
I bet you could over there.
You think they have SeatGeek has tickets to that?
Let me look.
Okay, if they do, they have the best price tickets for it. Of course. Shout out to SeatGeek, the greatest ticket buying platform on planet Earth and the moon. Obviously, they have tickets for any live event that is taking place, whether it's music or comedy or magic, you name it. They have tickets for it. But in sports, they have the best tickets, just like in every other genre, for anything you want to go see. If your team's playing, go watch them with your friends at SeatGeek. If you're just kind of bored, go watch them with your friends at SeatGeek. And right now, use code Pat McAfee. You get $30 off tickets, whether you're a new customer or a returning customer. Shout out to SeatGeek. They're our first ever partner. We're still partners with them, and they're only getting better somehow. Shout out to them. Shout out to you. Shout out to sports. And shout out to us getting to do this for a living.
Hell yeah.
What a time. AJ, great to have you in the office. Thank you for welcoming Happy George so much.
I'll tell you what, I did not know what I was getting into. I walked in the door and I saw a bunch of chairs set up. You haven't played any of the Happy George clips, right?
We showed a couple there. We didn't show you eyeballing every camera around there because you thought you were potentially getting some leverage blackmail footage on you as Happy George was moving his little tongue around your face.
No, I just walking into this, you would think it was like, oh, it's a setup, it's a bit. He knows what's going on. I feel like nobody knew what was going on.
No, Genuine, saw a guy. Yeah, he came running in with his wife. We did
Did
all
anyone
this.
pat him down, make sure there's no weapons or anything?
Bruce, yeah. So
the only
Bruce,
weapon he's got is his pants.
yeah,
brother.
you can see his
Yeah,
weapon.
confiscated a
Skin
couple
tight.
weapons.
Bruce went out and saw him. This guy was just moseying around Thunderdome wearing this. Just moseying around with a lady following him with a camera like this, just kind of following him around everywhere. Just outside. We could see him. We got cameras everywhere, so we see these people doing this. So it's like, all right, Bruce, go see what this is about. So Bruce goes out, talks for like 10 minutes, comes in and goes, his name's Happy George. He wants to deliver a message to you. And we did a quick little briefing, quick conversation. We're like, I think we have to do this. But I wanted to make it uncomfortable for Happy George. So we told Happy George to wait outside. Let's go ahead and set some chairs up. Let's get a stage here. When he comes in, he's immediately being thrusted into like, oh my God, this is a lot. This is kind of maybe intimidating. And then we hid him from you because we didn't want you to see him whenever you arrived either. So we actually told him to stand in a corner behind Bigfoot over here so that you don't see him when you're coming in, because we were hoping for your first reaction to Happy George. And I think we got it all. I think we got absolutely everything. We had no idea what he was going to. He delivered. And he was not intimidated by the crowd at all. It almost empowered him. It made him even stronger and better. His cheeks were around. He took a couple requests, and he delivered the message. And I think the kid's last name was Young out of Ball State that sent the resume in. Not a bad idea to have Happy George deliver that thing.
Yeah.
Not hiring, but if I do, I will remember you as the person that sent us. Incredible happiness from Happy George and Mrs. George. And at least one thong from the group. So it was a good time and a great guitar. And he had a microphone that went right into a speaker that was on his hip. So when he was talking to you, you had a stadium speaker coming at you. And I was like, did you plug into my speaker? How'd you get in this? He goes, boom, right there, buddy. This guy's the best. He'll deliver a message for you.
I tell you what, we saw a little bit ago, you couldn't hear him. He was coming for Gumpy. He came back a couple of times, and I got a job for you.
I want you, buddy.
And you said, no, you're coming back to Columbus with me, brother.
Hop in the back of the truck. Yeah, him and his wife are still in the back of my car. I'm going to take him back and tell my kids, hey, go get Happy George can.
I don't know if that's the best usage of
I
Happy
don't think
George.
he's allowed.
You should send him to
Across state lines? What do you mean?
No, he goes international.
Yeah, he's international.
What are you laughing at, Tone?
He just thought about Happy George performing for a little.
What if he just played the guitar to my whole right? Hey, keep me awake, George. I'm dozing off. You just play it for me.
Stick your butt cheeks in my face, George.
Yeah.
Dozing off. That's what you would be saying.
Let me smell that thong, George. I need to wake up.
These are all things I would not ask, but yeah.
Well, we don't know. It's a 3-hour trip. Your brain could explore the
Depends
space.
how tired you get. You're
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
No, I'm thinking of Super Troopers when they arrest that couple and then they put the kids in bed.
All right. You and Happy George's cheeks, I do hope, are around each other again.
He wanted to make sure that you noticed his cheeks.
Yeah, he did a couple spin moves.
Say that's the best part. Get my best part here.
Fuck, you're good looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy George fucking delivered.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
You did.
I don't know how much that was. 150, 200, 300 bucks? What, I don't know.
$205, something like that.
I would say Happy George gets the job done. If that is what you're looking to do, have to pick the right group at the right time. Yeah, Talk was filming from the backside. Talk knew he had a thong on before any of them did. Because Talk's trying to get the clips for TikTok, so he can get facial expressions and reactions on the other side.
He patted him down.
And Bruce patted him down, knew it. But Talk, as soon as this guy walked past Talk and he got his camera out, Talk just goes, supposed to be getting a shot, staring at this guy's ass. So I think he knew before anybody. AJ was certainly questioning a lot, know. Bailey took a camera behind him at one point, and AJ refused to even watch the Happy George show, and he just eyeballed the camera. You consented, by the way, as soon as you walked in here.
I don't know if I did.
I
walked in, you guys said, hey, he's about to go. He's about to perform. I said, who is that? What is that? And then you guys said, just shut up. Just sit down. We'll figure it out.
I didn't like that you were second row either. We wanted you front row so we could get you. And as you remember, I was trying to promote that, but instead I got balloons immediately upon arrival, which I had to deal with now. I couldn't do it. I don't think the balloons are the good play. Happy George, I think you need something other than balloons.
Like what?
Flowers. Because I can put those down. These balloons.
Oh.
I mean, I had to actually hold them.
I thought he had a weight at the bottom.
No, there's nothing. So I had to hold these things. They were getting in my face. I was missing the George show.
Normally he ties them to his...
All right. Hey, on that note, have an incredible weekend of sports, all right? We're incredibly lucky and thankful that we get to do this. Monday is going to be a pretty epic show. It's going to be a pretty epic show. We're putting together a couple different studios for Schefter to organize all of his chaos that's going to happen on Monday as new deals are announced. Hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars are going to be given out in contracts on Monday. We're going to be covering it all from noon to 3 on ESPN. Schefter will be here. Schrags will be here. Orlovsky will be here. The boys will be here. I believe even AJ potentially going to stop by alongside D-Butt. We should have an incredible Monday, but that's only going to follow the greatest weekend of our lives. That doesn't have football in it.
Correct. World Baseball Classic.
A lot of good stuff, though.
Going to carry us. America's about to do it.
That's right, baby.
Bowling on CW is about to do it.
Yeah.
The show.
Those guys are jacked up.
EJ?
Tackett.
Yeah. Arnie Palmer.
Who's the two-hander?
Though there's been a few. The last bowler of the year before EJ Tackett's run here was a two-handed roller. So
That's Bob Russell bowling, baby.
yeah, EJ kind of just.
They should ban two-handed bowling.
Whoa!
You should shut your fucking mouth.
Whoa!
Just feels Mickey Mouse.
Ooh, you're talking about the two-handed wonder from Down Under.
If your wrist isn't handed and strong enough to sling that thing one-handed, then you got to go to the minor league.
They're rolling 10,000 balls a day.
How heavy are their balls they're rolling? Do you know?
Well, I think they got a
Like a
heavier
pro.
one,
They got the
14,
32.
16.
Oil patterns.
Yeah, well,
32
oil
pounder?
patterns.
Yeah, it's got two balls. Yeah, rolling two of them. You would never understand.
You're right.
And now Packers edge, Rashan Gary has deleted his goodbye to Green Bay post from IG. All right.
Good riddance, you
What
son
could
of a bitch.
Whoa.
What if he's not cut? What if they call back?
Then welcome back, brother.
Oh my God.
Did they get his dibs right?
Excited to see what you do next year. We'll see. We'll see.
We will, won't
Yeah.
we? We will see.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. AJ, you're the best. Thank you for traveling over.
Thank you guys. It was awesome.
AJ, favorite thing of the week?
Man, big week we had this week, didn't we? I wasn't unable to go. World Baseball Classic situation. All of you guys, you getting a hit off of Clayton Kershaw has to probably be the highlight.
You know what? We'll run that to end this thing because you said it, AJ. That's good producing and directing out of you.
My lips to God's ears.
Good work,
Well
Hawk.
said.
You ever heard that saying?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My lips to God.
You're talking to God.
You usually say your lips. Like if you talk, I would say your lips to God's ears, brother.
Your lips to Happy George's ass.
Whoa.
I didn't say that.
I'm sure somebody has.
You're
though.
talking Gumpy.
Who wants a mustache?
yeah.
Gumpy was offered a couple
Stop
times.
dragging me into this.
I can see your little
Happy
head
George
through
tried
the window.
dragging you into it.
Yeah, well,
Need you, Beard.
Happy George was backing right into Gump.
Oh,
most
I'm
of the
gonna
time.
have fun with you later. That's basically
Out
what
of
he
the
said.
speaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him bump phones to their contacts, you know? How you can get your contacts over.
Is that they were bumping?
Yeah.
Playing phone sticks is a good time. All right. Now we're having a great time because sports have afforded us the opportunity. Boys in the back, great work.
Work, boys.
Work, boys. Work, boys.
Graphic design, boys, good work this week, boys.
Work, boys.
Zito, good work this week. Zito, Mick, good work this week.
Wait.
All right. Talks to table, well done.
Hey, you
For America.
Well done.
Good job.
One half of the hammer.
God.
Cowboys AP tone. We'll see how good of a week you have.
You.
Okay. All right, you too. Hey, go baseball.
Go baseball. Love baseball.
Safe travels back, man. We will get you Happy George sitting shotgun with you. And from my understanding, he does live by the code of the road.
Yeah,
Right.
he delivers whatever you need.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. We're in this thing together. Anything for the team, AJ?
No.
And that's all that really needs to be said at this point. America's playing Brazil tonight.
That's right.
America's playing Great Britain tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And we don't need no tea party to let us understand that needs to be an ass beating, just like this entire thing is. So, yeah, you're right. No words need to be said about what's about to happen. Magic everywhere because of sports. We will rerun Me vs. Kershaw immediately after this, and then we will see you on Monday for one of our biggest shows of the year. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this for a living. You're the greatest people on earth. We love you. We're forever indebted to you. Have a great weekend. We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on three. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.
Yeah, if he throws you a curveball, you're in trouble.
That breaking ball, good luck. It's pretty nasty.
Think he's gonna make contact?
No.
If I were you, I would just start swinging as you release him.
Do you think I make contact?
I can barely make contact against him.
Fight a bingo, 25 grand. Extra base hit, $15,000. If you walk me, $10,500 donation. Strikeout, $10,000. A hit is just $10,000. Ball contact, $5,000 donation. Hit by pitch, that's an extra $5,000. Strike is $1,000, obviously, and then every ball will be a donation by the pitcher as well. Skeen said that if he was pitching against me, he'd throw one behind me.
I've had a lot of votes to get you in the ribs. A lot of votes.
You can get in there and look at one if you want. Get used to it.
Is this the one you're going to put in my ribs?
Nope. You're not. Don't swing at this one. Don't swing.
All right, I won't. Okay. I thought it was going to burn my feet.
Rookie of the year. Get a little closer.
Just got a cramp in my left chest.
All right, no balls, no strikes.
Yeah, okay. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
I like that you let it go, though.
Yeah, first one.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, foul tip. Foul tip. Oh, where'd you go? Pat, where'd you go?
What was that?
That was curveball.
That was a strike?
Oh, it's right there. Hey, thank you for your donation. Kershaw's challenge is forever grateful.
So what was that? You just threw fast?
Fast, curve. Oh, where'd you go?
And what else do you have?
I have a slider.
Fuck. This is guy number 2.
I'm bad number 2.
Yeah, I got a different attitude, this guy.
Okay.
I don't like what you're doing with the strike zone.
You're on it. Oh, foul ball! Foul ball, you got me though there, right?
Yeah.
Contact, okay.
Yeah. I will put on my Twitter bio. Made contact. What's he throwing? Okay. This will be his curve, right?
That's all I got right there.
Yeah, I saw it.
Hey, fastball away. All right?
Over here.
Maybe. I mean, you never know, but I'm going to try. Fastball away. Oh!
I think I got it.
That was legit. Did that hurt?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Thank you, dude.
We'll count that as a single. Infield single.
Hey, I got a ghost runner there. He's fast.
Ghost runner
Overthrow.
first.
He's on second.
Okay.
Hey, good work, dude. That was awesome.
I knew the curve was coming right there.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd you know?
Just because I thought because I made contact.
Oh, yeah. You read
You're
my
like,
mind.
All right, let's fucking make a big
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
you got it.
You told me fastball away.
Yeah, I cut in a little. You got jammed, but contact. Like I was aiming away through a two-seamer, and it's supposed to kind of run, but it kind of ran the other way.
I didn't think about the punch-out pitch. Like I was sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's up 0-2. You're definitely gonna hit me with something.
Oh, where'd you go? Good catcher got you there.
I think I got on base.
That's an infield single. You know it. You had enough of those.
Did you see his face? He said, I don't know.
I don't know about
If that's
that.
real, he said.
Mookie's a good shortstop, from what I remember. I'll give you one hit. Give you one hit, one foul ball, and then I did catch. Does that count? Because I caught your foul ball?
The catch definitely counts as a two for there.
Okay, there's a few swing and misses.
A lot of swing and misses.
So yeah, you just let me know.
We appreciate you
Yeah,
being a great
thank
American.
you, man.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, no, there's no way I'm going to be able to throw enough strikes.
All right.
Thank you, dude.
All right.
You're the best.
That was great, man.